Oh, and I got immediately.
Bloody hell.
I was holding my in waiting for the recording to start.
That was horrifying.
Jesus, Carl.
I'm a little turned on.
That was fucking amazing, mate.
Oh,
so
hurt.
That was a good one.
Jesus.
I've never belched so hard it hurts.
We'll auto-tune it. We'll auto-tune it to the Skyrim theme.
Oh, God.
You have to look at the intro.
Writhing in the belch.
Writhing in Carl's throat.
Wow.
Okay.
That would, well, surely that would make just the entirety of the cultural romance around the tongues awful if the way they shouted was through belching.
So,
no, it's more like a Mongolian throat singing, right?
Reminders from last session.
Like the hue.
Team Nord is totally wankered. Hjornskar has been given the instructions on what he needs to do. Team Khajiit wants to steal back the money they paid to Avenici. Team Khajiit has just set up for the auction. Team Nord is on the way to deliver chicken beer. And Whiterun's people are expecting a petting zoo / show of oddities at the auction, which I believe you'd scheduled for 9 o'clock.
Yeah, they're not getting any of that.
It's all stuff that can be delivered. It wasn't hard.
I mean, Owen Barr's fine with it. Just put him there. He likes the switches.
Yeah, but traditionally you've not reacted well to being called an oddity.
No, I haven't. But I don't mind being petted.
Or Catclop.
Or Catclop. No, don't call me that either.
Well, what do you think Jomo's going to introduce you as?
Oh, he better not.
This is why people are reluctant to put you in front of the crowd, young Nicholas. You'll get euthanized. A little child will call you Catclop and then tug on one of your cat bollocks.
You'll then eat that child.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to kill you.
It's literally low-hanging fruit.
God.
Jesus.
I don't want to think about this.
Just don't murder any children. Or anyone.
Try not to murder any children.
I mean, I'll try, but no promises.
You've already come close once.
Not that where paragons are being like, don't murder people, especially for no real reason.
All the gates are on fire, alright?
To be fair,
I can do that.
You have at the very least murdered no one at random.
Yeah.
So yeah, random infanticide would still be a step down.
Yeah, but not much of a step down, considering all murder at the end of the day.
No, I would say definitely. Like the most of the killings you've done have technically been political, which like it's not a good cause, but at least you're not just killing people for no reason. I guess. Yeah.
We're not being murder hobos.
You literally killed a guy for his boots.
No, you didn't kill him for his boots. You killed him and stole his boots. You killed him.
Yeah, I feel like the boots were a very strong motivator in that particular...
You didn't even know he had the boots until you'd taken the quest. You'd already agreed to kill the guy.
Oh, I didn't know. Fair enough.
So we're just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And then we circle back down to us being murder hobos.
So, you're not really murder hobos. If nothing else, most of you have like taken regular baths. You pay through the nose for accommodations.
It's more if you say the phrase, the icing on the cake when you kill a person.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're ethically great. I'm saying you've still got room to fall.
We're not good people.
Yeah.
We're not murder hobos yet.
Exactly.
We're not the good guys. Have you played in any of our campaigns?
If you either start murdering people at random for no real reason or petty reasons, or stop bathing, then you would be murder hobos.
Have any of us technically bathed?
You keep paying for accommodations, and especially Team Khajiit usually pays for quite good accommodations, but they'll have like an outhouse shower you can use.
Yeah, but I know that you don't have to explicitly say these things, but none of us have explicitly said we've had a bath.
Yeah, none of you have explicitly said you've gone to the toilet either. It doesn't mean you've been holding it in the whole time.
66% of our fucking force are cats.
Yeah, like Team Khajiit's absolutely been bathing. Team Khajiit keeps renting rooms that come with bathtubs. I would be shocked if they haven't been bathing.
Oh yeah.
I'm more being facetious for facetiousness' sake.
And equally, you come from like a fairly advanced society for Tamriel. I would expect you to have been bathing.
Really, that's the closest thing to a murder hobo. He did punch that wizard.
A culture as into steam as the Dwemer, I cannot see not having steam baths, like, obsessively. Anywho, so, who wants to go first? Team Khajiit or Team Nord? Okay, that sounds like Team Khajiit. Do you have anything?
What the hell are we doing? What time is it?
We just unloaded like all of the barrels from the cart and are setting up.
Yeah, and you got up at 6, so we'll call it like 7:30. You got about an hour and a half before the auction starts, and you rented the place until 2.
Right, what did we promise people?
Sorry?
What did we promise people again? What are they expecting?
An auction of oddities, a petting zoo, and a show of oddities.
I mean, I'm petting zoo and an oddity.
I think the oddities are magical varnish that's fire retardant.
Well, it was also going to be your like magical telepathic cat, the amazing trained saber-tooth, an actual tongue.
I can do handstands.
Yeah, the handstanding saber-tooth, an actual tongue. Come and see the Khajiit that punches like a Nord. Like, all kinds of weird stuff.
Sure.
But I don't think we're showing off the varnish until it's on the gate, because obviously it's not fire retardant. Before we get roped into that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also another fair point. We can end the festivities at any point, so long as the gate is lathered in flammable liquid.
True. This is very, very true.
Oh, Jesus. Cool, so, Team Khajiit, anything you wanted to get doing? Or are you going to sit and wait?
I guess...
Have we...
Go on.
How are we going to do the whole bit where we lather the gates and the stuff?
You haven't planned that. You've planned, everything around that. As I understand it, your best pitch for the auction was to start hyping up the varnish and then, casually wander over to the gate and attempt to demonstrate how amazing the varnish is by slathering the entire gate.
I feel that's why we're going to need the potions. When we start walking out to the gate and we tell, no, just let us show you. That persuasion roll right there is when you're going to need to be downing your fucking charisma drinks. Just to go, please let us try this.
Not lie. I'm kind of breaking that part.
So, yeah. I can leave you all to brainstorm slightly better.
Do we want to just roll with wander up to the gates and hope for the best? I feel it might be more bait just walking up to guards and asking for permission to paint the gates later.
The point of us painting the gates during the auction was so that even if we got arrested and stopped later on, the stuff would still be on the gates.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my problem is that the gates will probably be, by default, closed, so we'll only have one side of them, and guarded.
Yeah, but there are still...
There'll also be a large crowd of people who've gathered for your oddities in between you and the gates that you'll have to push through with a barrel of varnish.
Yes,
what if...
Oh, we've got a fucking tiger, he can probably...
That's true, but also, if we put the petting zoo between the blacksmith and the gate, you can go through the petting zoo to get to the gate.
Big is this petting zoo?
The point
I'm
of
pretty big.
slathering it on the gate during the goddamn auction is so that even if we were arrested, it's still there. And remember, there are Stormcloak sympathizers inside the city who have been warned of this, so they could just set the damn thing on fire.
Hold on a minute,
if we got arrested.
But what if they arrest us before we get to put it on the gates.
Well, I don't know,
and
but that's what the chicken beer.
That's the problem bit.
That's what the chicken beer is for.
It's all part of the plan.
For the record, the Stormcloak sympathizers have not been warned to set the gates on fire. You only gave them as much information as you needed to get them to let you get an even shot at the gates. All they're doing is rolling up to the guards at like 8:30 and distributing diarrhea poisoning beer so that there will be less guards around the gate.
Exactly. As far as they're aware, it's breakfast ale.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, I may have missed a step.
I mean, you are, to be fair, on your way to the guy right now, so if you want to clue him in, you can, but...
I want to clue him in, yes.
Alright, come to Team North.
He didn't actually agree to set fire to the gates for you just to distribute the beer.
Yeah.
You might still be able to get him, though.
Too bad, he's in too deep.
Potato.
Oh, man, like, maybe we, like, if we did manage to get, like, the fucking... varnish on the gates and be, look at my magical sunbeam cat. Just fire your laser at the gate, like, oh no!
New oddity.
That's the point, even if we were being arrested, you could just fire the sunbeam at the gates.
I feel you would struggle to be arrested if all the guards are afflicted with crippling diarrhea and you're surrounded by a crowd of panicking people pushing back from the burning gates.
Exactly.
You'd hope, wouldn't you?
We could always... So back up. Plan B, okay? The varnish is on the gate.
Wait, that was plan A?
Fortunately, I thought it was.
Oh god, that killed me.
That's getting a highlight.
Yeah, same. My notes. So, plan C.
That doesn't make it better.
It does.
We all know, Nick.
The other plan. We could... I've forgotten now. I've actually forgotten what my fucking plan was.
Oh, I've got a new idea. How about we plan what we're actually going to do when we level the gates? Like, how many people are walking up to the gates? How many barrels are we bringing? What's our plan to get through the crowd?
This is very good, because so far you don't have any of that decided. You haven't actually even talked about it.
I've had a plan in my head for a while, but I have never vocalised it.
Perhaps this is an opportunity to change that.
Oh god, I'm filled with corona and hilarity.
This plan was formed when we were originally just trying to swing, convincing the guards to let us repair the gate. But because we're talking about how good this is at repairing and restoring, we talk about like our whole thing. We have a few people bring barrels over, and first we do the setup. So we get some spare barrels near the gate, and we put wood cuttings at the bottom, in neat piles as if we're going to use them to repair the gate. And then once the gate's leathered, we fire it up. Hopefully the spare barrels explode or something cool, and then we win.
Very true. There won't be as many guards around, and if they try putting it out, we just kill them.
Sure. Although,
Better plan!
If we can rile up the crowd big enough, those remaining guards will probably want to stop us, especially if we've got them all ferociously demanding lather the gate somehow. That's up to Charisma Carl.
And once the gate is on fire, we stop them from putting it out. We kill them, those people.
Once the gate's on fire, we just hope that Ulfric bursts through it in the next 5 minutes. That's my plan as far as that's concerned.
You just get the crowd chanting, like, what do you want to do? Lather the gate! I can't hear you! Lather the gate! Yeah. Alright then.
Okay, so
we have to somehow make that happen.
So that's where we use the potions, is it? Because we've already got, is it 2, 3?
2, and they have fairly short durations.
One was doubled, though, wasn't
slightly longer.
Yeah, one was doubled, one was standard length. So we've got, technically, we've got 3 doses. But, yeah. So, I'm assuming we want to use one of those for riling up the crowd. But yeah. What the fuck, guys? What the fuck?
The thing it just got finally loaded. Oh, there we go.
I'm dying.
Well, I actually have an appropriate image for this.
How can you have an appropriate image for that?
Not to be mean,
in
Nicholas, how can you not? We've been playing this fucking group for like 5 years at this point. I have so many memes of your face stored up in so many compromising positions.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good times. Yeah, let's remember this.
Oh God, no! Put it away!
I remember that van. Good times.
I mean, also...
Heresy.
Sorry, Vinny.
The old Robin Reliant. Well, not quite, but...
If I might point out again, once the varnish is on the doors, we don't need to fire it until Ulfric arrives.
But no, the gates have to be open and damaged and open by the time he gets there. It'll take half an hour for the gates to burn down.
Think about this. If we fire the gates when Ulfric arrives, and it takes some time to burn down, A, they'll be weakened, B, they won't be able to replace them with a temporary barricade, which they might be able to do with, say, 12 hours.
We do need to find some way of stopping people from putting out the fire.
Yeah.
For like 45 minutes. And granted, I think the chicken stuff should go, the chicken beer should go some way to debilitating a large portion of guards. So if they're already doing that, then that's our best chance, is burning them armor.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because even at a temporary barricade, it's easier to destroy than the gates. Basically, the gates have to be open. That's what Ulfric wanted, that's what Ulfric gets. There's no point in just being on fire when he arrives, because there's still solid wooden walls that are just on fire now. He still can't get inside the city.
I propose...
Fire damage works, right, young Nicholas?
Yes, it takes like a good solid half an hour to burn through a log.
I propose we agree to Benji... I propose we agree to Benji's plan for now, and then if we so desire, sporadically change our minds on a whim.
I like this.
What I would point out as well is that Ulfric could probably shout down some extremely fire damaged gates, and what a fucking story that would make for him.
Oh, sorry, I had coffee.
Coming through those gates like fucking Grond.
I don't think Ulfric's going to get that reference.
No, but we will.
Coming through those gates like a famous Nordic shouty man.
At that point, coming through those gates like Oriel Dick. Fuck it.
I don't think Nords swear by the elven high god.
Fine. Wait, who's the sun god?
Turned up by Oriel Dick.
Oh dear.
Who is the appropriately fiery god in the Nordic pantheon, Lawmaster?
Akatosh.
Akatosh, yeah.
Okay, by Akatosh's great balls. It's coming swinging through that gate.
I don't know, like, Akatosh is the biggest and most powerful, but he also, like, explodes not irregularly. What were you going to say, Creed?
Oh, one last bit of the plan with the lathering involved. Let's determine now who's doing it. Because we'll have cat speaker and 2 cats, so it'll probably be the Nords and
it'll probably be the cats with the thumbs.
Well, that's only Carl.
And
he's the speaker.
I can
another cat.
Duty.
I'm a Nord.
Lathering duty.
Alright.
More lacquer gates.
Yeah, Ollie's still taking up the centre stage though, right?
I mean, I can, but that's plan A. We're going to need
we got before this auction, by the way.
An hour and a half or something?
An hour and a half on Team Khajiit's part. You still have, like, because they did the setup, so you've still got the full 3 hours.
Okay. In 3 hours, in 3 hours, could Team Dwemer build us some sort of pumping device to spray the gates with this?
Team Dwemer is one Dwemer.
Did I fucking stutter?
And he's part of Team Nords.
I mean, yeah, all hail the glorious,
him from the other team.
The glorious protectorate of Team Dwemer. vassal to Team Nord. But yeah, no, that's not
outsource this job.
That's not super difficult. Like, pipes are a drummer specialty. You're basically talking about a really high-powered water gun. I would say if he's got the materials, that's probably within Ollie's purview.
Sure. Yeah.
The plan rapidly evolves.
I'm liking it.
You all have an auction too. Let's just get a fire hydrant and just go.
You all knew when we begun this that this was not entirely thought out. And fuck it, we do it live.
But it just gets more crazy. We haven't,
That's
reined any of it in.
Look,
We don't need to.
have you not heard
That
the
way
old
ended fine.
P&P
I
say,
didn't plan any of that.
when you're in a hole, keep digging?
Really simple. All you have to do is follow this 15-step plan. Look, it's not a pyramid, it's an inverted triangle.
It's a reverse funnel system.
It's a reverse funnel system.
Oh,
Out.
okay. Well, I for one look forward to Benji citing this as an example of a successful Benji plan for literally years to come. So, Ollie, what say you on the Yuhnbric fire hydrant subclause?
So, from what I was aware, there were no fire hydrants involved. I was just going up on stage.
There aren't any. Benji was asking you something.
Sorry, could you say that again, Benji? What you were asking me?
So basically I was asking if you could build some kind of pumping device so we could spray the varnish onto the gate.
I mean, if you give me the money and the resources, I'm sure I do, yeah.
This is what I said.
I mean, I'm sure we could source that. Team Khajiit, money.
Well, we spent all our money.
You've still got some left, surely.
I don't think so.
You've always got a bit left. Open the pockets.
I think we're pretty broke.
Yeah, I think they tried to bargain with the already racist shopkeep and lost.
Oh yeah, it's like
Okay, so we have no money, so maybe that won't be necessary.
I mean, we're at the blacksmiths. You should probably find some metal, right?
Yeah, but they probably won't let you have it.
Is the smith about, or has she gone out?
She's there, staring.
She's heavily
angrily.
racist.
Yeah.
Why the hell would she let you just have free run of your shop? Just because you paid.
And it is, to be fair, a fairly justified fear of hers, though she doesn't actually know that you are going to steal things.
Namely, all the money you paid her.
Well, plus all of her tools and shit that's outside. She will have been taking a load of it in whilst you were setting up, but...
By the way, I thought the entire plan... I feel like I'm going back 30 steps. But I thought the original plan was we were having the auction to demonstrate the use of the varnish. So we were very openly going to rub it onto the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be cooler if we shot it out of a pipe real fast.
Oh, I see. This is the way that we get the crowd to
There are mechanisms used to
Exactly.
rapidly expand, to rapidly inflate things. The same system would theoretically work for rapidly covering something with a liquid.
Yeah,
Can we
no,
not
it's
have,
very thoroughly... Ooh, sorry, Callum?
What if we use the thumb? Can you not just sort of fuss it out onto the
You
gate?
Yeah, if you put a pipe in one end with Benji's mouth and a pipe in the other end, and he just zooms into the pipe,
the
then we'll all...
It's like
worst
blowing
use
bubble.
of the...
Okay. I'm gonna name this.
Will it work?
I'm gonna name this. invention.
My ancestors are not smiling down on me.
I have a name.
Depends if my ancestors are plumbers or not.
I have a name for this invention. I'm calling it the didgeridoo. Because it's a really bad idea.
All we need is a horn.
You just a horn with a watertight seal that goes one way. So that when the fruit comes down, it opens and just goes thump.
Well, that'll be an embarrassing artifact of the 4th era if ever I get to be famous. The horn of Jürgen Windcaller, and this, the horn of Arnulf somebody or other.
Note the slight smell of wood polish, indicating it was a much treasured artifact. Well looked after.
He was known for his unique thum, which was apparently
Liquid in
varnish.
nature.
Well, I mean, there's probably a Thum word for spray, he just doesn't know it.
But back to my question earlier, would this work?
If you set up the gizmo correctly, then I can't think that it wouldn't. He's only got Foos, not Ro, or Da, but Foos is
I don't
still a bit of a fling, and it's not like wood varnish is noted for its resistance.
Dar in this system mostly add damage, and I'm not trying to kill the wood varnish with my voice.
Yeah, but I think you're sort of maybe underplaying exactly what Ro and Dar do. Like, at least in the game, Dar is the difference between ragdolling someone and setting them flying and just ragdolling them, and Ro is the difference between ragdolling someone and just staggering them. It's a lot of force, and it'll spray a gate, but it's not like explode the barrel on the way force.
I was expecting to explode the barrel on a gate. I just need to spray some sticky stuff all over a gate.
It has been confirmed, so...
It can be done.
That's all we need.
I assume it's simpler to make than a pump device as well, right?
Yeah.
We just need... I mean, a couple holes would probably do, right? You don't even necessarily need tubes. Just cover a hole at the bottom until he puts his mouth around it and cut a hole in the top.
Reluctantly, you probably could make a barrel into an improvised polish cannon. You'd need like a sufficient mouth guard because the Thum is still breathed, so he's got to like...
It's got, like,
but it's not like that's particularly difficult for a qualified engineer to do. Not in a country like Skyrim, overflowing as it is with leather bloody straps.
I was going to say, I do have a water skin that we could cut open and put over it.
Would actually also work. You would then lose the water skin, but...
I mean, that's fine. I've got some rope as well. We could tie it to his
Anything for
face.
Ulfric.
Started out with, Ollie, can you build us a Ghostbusters cannon? And ended with, Ollie, can you cut this water skin in half and glue it to this barrel?
Companion.
This is why I'm an alcoholic.
Master engineer.
This is why I'm an alcoholic.
What was that companion's name with the mask? The gun mask?
Athos.
Athos. Get Athos's mask and just adapt that.
I think Athos's mask. Why would that work as well?
Okay, guys. I'm thinking should I just create a pump? Do you want your master engineer to create a nice, simple pump, or do you want a wooden tube with a one-way seal in it?
Let's just call a barrel a wooden tube.
I don't think we have the resources or the money for the pump. So a wooden tube might be better.
Does anyone have a... Wait, are levitate spells completely banned? Do we not have them at all in the game? I forget.
No, you can have levitates. Theoretically, they're illegal, but it's not like anyone's enforcing Imperial law in Whiterun at the moment.
I have another solution. You levitate the barrel, you push it in the direction of the gates, and you put some holes in it. Or, alternatively...
Levitate casts on self.
Huh?
I demand Foos cannon.
Levitate casts on self.
Foos cannon.
Everyone, should we have it as a vote?
Yeah, let's vote.
Spent half an hour on this.
It will require 500...
Okay, votes. Barrel cannon or decent cannon in Discord?
Also, that image is how I feel about our nation.
Is it barrel cannon or decent cannon?
Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming Foos counts as barrel cannon.
This is indeed barrel cannon.
I mean, technically, the Thum could power either of them, but... This
is a prime example of where the dough in Fisto Ra really is going to come into play.
I like to think there's one half of Carl's face just going, the fuck?
Okay, so with a voter turnout of... God, what is that? Brain. 5/6 to...
5 of 6.
6%.
5/6.
Yeah, 5/6, so not 66%.
86%.
86, thank you, yeah, there we go. Can't be 86. 81%. You're an engineer!
I think you'll find I'm the engineer here.
God damn it. 81%. The barrel cannons have it.
Cool, so barrel cannon... give me is this the first cannon? This
is the one where they just want to cut 2 holes.
This is the
and a
horn with a
mouth seal.
watertight seal at one end.
I'll give you my water skin. You cut it apart, and then
Be 84%, so I was still close at you, but Nickety did.
Be 84.
You can call him Pedickety, I suppose. That also works there. Okay, so you basically. Yeah, fine, fuck it, I'll make it.
No, that's for Ollie. I'm with you 100%. I would have voted for barrel cannon for decent cannon. I'm shocked that you didn't vote for decent cannon. Honestly,
I am.
As we actually you are our only person who didn't vote, compared to 2 spoiled votes and and 3 barrel cannons.
So, 1. I already knew which way the wind was blowing. Very fast out of a horn-shaped object.
The divine wind of Kine blows through me.
But, part of me, there's another 2 reasons. Part of me kind of wants to see this, either explode or work really well. And 3, yeah.
I mean, reluctantly,
we all knew which way this was going.
Reluctantly, as established, Arnulf literally doesn't have the force power to detonate a barrel with his voice. So he can't explode it.
So
You can splash it.
it's a tube with a horn, watertight seal, and we just pour the
It's not even that. They're going to cut the water skin in half, use that as a watertight seal, punch a hole in the bottom of the barrel. Or you're going to do this. Have you punch a hole in the bottom of the barrel? I guess you don't even need to cut a hole in the top. Just awkwardly slant the lid and maybe strap it into place. Your sobs are appropriate, Ollie. I'm right there with you, mate. And then they're going to have, at the key moment, the tongue fuss into the lower half of the barrel, creating an improvised cannon out of the barrel, and thereby blasting polish.
The only thing I'm not quite sure is, what is the water skin doing?
It's providing a seal.
Swallowing all
Yeah, because remember, he's still got to speak the words, and especially as he's not a dragonborn, it's not a casual thing for him. He still has to actually form them with his mouth. And
it's more that why couldn't we just put the barrel at an angle, a 45-degree angle, and just have Benji shout into the bottom of it?
As much as I love this, can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, I'll make the engineering roll, I suppose, then.
I don't think I even need to ask you for an engineering roll for that, Ollie. You are a qualified engineer. You are capable of cutting a water skin in half and tying it to leather straps. You can make one if you like.
I would like to, I don't want this to blow up in anyone's face, but I'm going to reinforce the barrel at least, I think. And a few other little bits and pieces of materials.
Sure,
so,
90 or under.
90 or under.
really shit.
So you are at just 1 degree of success, rounding up, I might add.
To be fair, my engineering is, it was
90 or under. That was the easiest thing in the world to do. But you are, as mentioned in the reminders, really, stonkingly, amazingly drunk, extremely upset that no one takes your "the world is ending" thing seriously, and on top of that, really patronize that this is what your presumed decades of experience are going towards. This is bad. This is really bad. What the fuck? Do these people not respect you even slightly? And so you're really half-arsing this whilst doing way more and simultaneously way less than you actually need to.
This is what apathy as a role looks like.
That is apathy embodied. 90 would almost be better. At least that would imply minimum possible effort. This is just enough above that to indicate how spitefully pissed off you are.
I'm doing this for me, not for you.
So, before that, in fact, Team Nord, you were off to deliver the chicken beer. Still drunk
Team
out of
Khajiit
your
was going
mind.
first.
Just going to grab another cider.
I mean, we kind of did a load of stuff with Team Khajiit and they were doing planning.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, fuck it, let's go deliver some beer.
So,
yeah,
you're all incredibly drunk. You rock on up to the Cloud District. You get a slight glance askance from one of the guards, who just waves you through, not wanting to have this argument at 6 in the morning. Like, whatever, you're on the cleared list, it's fine. And after that, it's not too far to the to Huron-Scar's command post, but you are quite drunk. And it is dark. And you've only been there once. And there's no God, what's his name? Nazim to help you this time. Can I get a navigate at -20 from one of you, please?
What are you rolling at?
Bear in mind I can't see in the dark, so that is no hindrance to me.
Fair, -15 for you.
So, I've got is it perception?
Yeah.
So I'm at 31 with a -20. Callum, what are you at?
So I'm at... Oh, I'll be at 19, so yeah.
Can he
your boots.
assist me?
Not if he doesn't have it trained.
Do you have it trained?
Nope.
Oh, okay, well, guess. Nope. Okay, so I've got 4 luck points. Should I re-roll that? Because that is a fail and a fucking half.
Probably.
Is this this the command outpost or the Jarl's bedchamber? I genuinely don't know.
Okay, I am going to try and re-roll. I'm going to fate.
Get 100.
It's still a fail.
Lucky
number? No.
Unfortunately, like every step of a 100-step plan, it is vital that you succeed.
If not one step goes wrong.
Fucking episode name right there. So, you have 3 hours before the auction. Takes you maybe 20 minutes to wind your way up to the Plains District with the... Oh no, you unloaded from the Plains District, so a Plains District market. So 20 minutes to sort of stagger over with the barrel, sort out your carrying / pushing rota, and get into the Cloud District. After that, it takes you fully 2 hours to find Thingy's command outpost, Huron-Scar's. By which time, he is transparently pissed.
Or angry.
Sorry, you cut out for the first bit there.
Drunk or angry?
Angry.
Right.
He's prepared to commit treason on your behalf, and you show up 2 hours after you said you would, piss-ass drunk, with a single barrel of beer.
Sounds like this party.
It's been a hell of a day.
Oh yeah, and you haven't slept in going on 24 hours at this point. Longer, in fact.
No, don't worry about it.
It's okay. Pop a crimson Taurus and you'll be fine.
It gives you levitate.
It does give you levitate.
I love the refreshing taste of turns to camera.
Oh dear. So, Huron-Scar tapping his foot furiously, arms crossed, transparently pissed off with you. What the bloody hell time do you call this?
I mean, your hut does look very similar to a lot of other places in this town.
It is the wealthiest district in the bloody city, and this is the only guard outpost in the area.
I stand by my statement, but sure, we brought the beer.
You smell like you've bloody drank half of it.
We've had a rough night.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a good night, rough morning.
Blinking one eye at a time. I can see that you've had a bloody rough night. Right. Leave it here, I'll see it gets delivered to the gate.
Here's me old mucker. Also, I meant to say this. If we're arrested after all this happens, but before Ulfric turns up, do make sure to burn the gate down.
Oh god, you told him. Oh god.
How are you intoning this? Do you want to try a charm or an intimidate?
I'm not that intimidating.
However Ian chose it, I'm going
you
to take a
can-
step back.
You can roll it over fellowship, I would say, because you are trying to blackmail him with his complicitude, though he isn't actually complicit as yet.
He's fairly complicit.
Not until he's delivered that beer. Up until then, he can still turn you in.
Yeah, right now, the only crime he would get is conspiracy rather than... right.
Even then, right now, he'd be averting the conspiracy if he betrayed you. But yes.
Right. I'll try. Yeah, fuck it. Callum, do you want to try this?
Another
How's your
step.
charm?
My fellowship is 36. Now, I did get first impression, but we've already met the guy.
You
Yeah.
have. And if nothing else, this would still be a bad first impression. Situationally, I'm sorry, I don't like to invalidate talents, but fuck me.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I mean, I've got fellowship 36. I could try it.
Personality 33.
You also have Yuhnbric there with you at the moment. I don't know if he's somehow got better skills on this front, but...
I don't know.
Telling people to burn gates down.
Have you got persuade, Callum?
Do I fuck?
I don't know, do you?
Right. Well, I do, but that just means you won't be able to give me an assist.
Well, guess you just gotta roll it.
Well, yep. Just try your best.
Are you trying to persuade or intimidate?
Persuade.
What's your doff there?
None, because I fucking passed it.
Wait, did you re-roll?
No, that was the previous roll. That's getting
72
completely
was
lost.
the previous reroll.
Fair.
Yeah, 72 is getting the previous reroll and getting completely lost.
34 is the new one.
Yeah.
Really should have given you a malice on that, as he's
Yeah.
pissed and you're drunk.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
Well, I'm not much in the
fine.
habit of giving out malices after someone's rolled, and it's not like Benji immediately rolled. There was a pause where I clearly should have done it and just didn't, and I don't know why. But,
You want to see it succeed, that's why. You want to see the fucking Thum cannon.
Oh,
this is...
when Ewan sips his tea, you can see how small he really is.
This mug is the size of a cat's head.
I'm sorry. Is that Mao in the Yuan skies?
No, the hands are normal size. It can't be now.
I don't know, you seen that mug?
Look at my tiny Mao hands.
No, but the hands are in proportion to the rest of them.
Yeah.
If I grip the mug from both sides, my fingers don't touch in the middle. That's how small
Right.
I am.
Okay, but in any case, yes. What? How? Hjornskar?
Hjornskar stares back at you. You stare at him. Angry staring goes on for some time. Revere and Yuhnbric off to one side, kind of lazily flitting in between the two of you, heads sagging. All three of you swaying. Hjornskar stood there, still as a mountain. And you just let the sentence hang. You've got to be bloody kidding me.
Right. I'll elaborate on that one. Where our plan, obviously, is to lather the gates in this here wood varnish in massive inverted commas, which will set fire to the gates with a cursory amount of fire. So even if we were arrested, they won't be able to get the agent off the gates by the time Ulfric turns up, and it'll just take a small amount of fire to damage the gates significantly enough that Ulfric will be able to break through easily and have no problems winning.
Hjornskar holds up a hand. Right, sorry, back up. You say this here wood polish. I'm not feeding wood polish to my guards.
No, sorry. I forgot I was here.
But that's the other mysterious barrel.
This is the beer. The barrel's back where we were.
This is your plan.
Yes.
This is what I am risking my entire life and career on.
Mate,
You do realise...
we're the ones who've been sent here by Ulfric bloody Stormcloak himself. So clearly he's got some faith in us.
We're master spies.
Think about this. All right, don't think about how badly we balls this part of the planet.
Eyes wide, mouth flapping wordlessly.
Right.
He's honestly no, because you passed your roll. He's honestly so nonplussed and devastated and shocked by his loyalties and choices in life that he doesn't really have a pre-programmed reaction. Society has not prepared him for espionage being anything this clusterfucky. So there's just a tense silence for a second, and then fine.
Just think. Don't think about how
I don't want to hear.
Balls this up.
I don't stop saying that. You're not reassuring me. Go get out. Get the fuck out of here.
Stop thinking about it.
And he furiously ushers you away from his command post before your drunken yelling wakes up even more of the Cloud District. And then you'll proceed back down to the to War Maiden's blacksmithy, where Yuhnbric extremely passive aggressively forges his poor quality barrel cannon. Revere, if you'd like to lose your water skin, please.
Can I be
Because
angry sobbing whilst I do it?
I'd be almost surprised if you weren't.
Like repressed sobs, but the occasional one just, breaks the surface.
It's proper rage sobbing of just almost hyperventilating, breaking intermittently into just nasty, snotty tears.
I've actually been because I was incredibly drunk with the Nord group as well, so, all in all, I am presumably still pissed as well.
Oh, amazingly. Even with the 2 hours wandering round, you spent the previous 12 drinking on a practically unlimited bar tab with a bunch of Nords.
I'm sure Benji will agree, but the best engineering is done when you're drunk.
To disagree with him, but I kind of can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've done some of my best scripting when I've been piss-ass drunk, so...
And then you read it the next day.
No, and then you push it.
That's for QA to sort out. Oh, wait.
No, care for the QA. Don't be mean to QA. QA are friends, not food.
QA are trying to help you, you little fuck.
What the fuck are you little fucking me for? Do you want me to agree with Carl?
Yes!
Carl was saying fuck QA.
Right, okay, let's carry on.
Yeah, pace. So, does anyone have anything they want to get sorted before the final dramatic auctiontation at 9 o'clock? Preliminary crowds are beginning to gather. People who want to be here, get a good spot. This is supposed to be the
I've come up with a last-minute plan for how to get people away from the gates when we set them on fire. Hold the auction... we were doing a giveaway for the mead. We got barrels of mead as a prize.
Yep.
So do that at the end of the show, after we've lathered the gates. And I'll announce the terms of it. We'll keep it a mystery till then, and I'll just be and the prize will go to the first person to reach that castle, or something. You can point to Dragon's Reach. And hopefully they'll all just comically run away and trample on each other.
And wait, I didn't realise we were just giving away the mead. Shit. Should have sold raffle tickets. Yeah.
I mean,
we
you
didn't
can still
plan
do
for that. So.
The auction hasn't started yet.
You do actually still... And in fact, Catclop was left to... Oh, no, you did all the setup, didn't you? Catclop wanted to help, but didn't.
No,
but just looked at me like, whoa!
Like a really murdery Scooby Doo.
Wait, it was them all along?
Always has been. Always
Old
has
man
been.
Titus Mead the Second.
Turns out it was the meddling kids.
So, you have, I think, an hour and a half left. Hypothetically, you could maybe rush out and buy a book of raffle tickets from somewhere. I will reiterate, you only have bottles of mead, not barrels of mead. But 30 bottles of mead is still not a bad raffle price.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's really good, actually.
it's like a crate of equivalent to 2 modern day crates of slightly nice beer. I would say it's not.
I assume the bottle is like a proper flagon as well.
Yeah, that's still not that much.
Oh no, but like what I'm saying is like a litre is still like a sizable amount.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's enough for like a good party with your friends, with your close friends. Like it's enough.
The Nords
It's a nice
drink,
evening.
the Nords drink a lot. Like Whiterun is literally founded
yeah.
around the mead hall. This is the meadiest town in all of Skyrim.
That's a fair point. That's a good night in there.
And cider.
Yeah, they've had recent forays into the cider business, and it's just not gone well in any
It
way.
really hasn't.
But yes, sorry. Do you want to go and try and hunt down some raffle tickets, Carl? We'll probably make it a difficult commerce roll.
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
Hunt down raffle tickets, like buying raffle tickets to then sell the raffle tickets.
Yeah, they
That's an
sell
auction.
raffle ticket books. Like, if raffles are a thing in this world, then you would think raffle tickets might be available. It's not like paper's particularly scarce in Elder Scrolls, so there's no reason they wouldn't
I
have them.
suppose that's true.
All those old scrolls lying around.
Yeah, they've got so much fucking paper. Like, everyone has it. I don't know why, they don't have any paper-making industries, but they have a shit ton of paper. Where is
I'm
my fantasy
amazed at
realism?
the amount of books that are around as well.
Oh yeah, everyone's literate.
It's amazing, right? I mean, no one questions, like, where are the schools?
It's very true.
Apart from the ones that got burnt down in Helgen, that poor academy.
Yeah, Helgen had all of the schools. Like, all of the schools in Skyrim. This is a real long-term problem. Oh, look, a cat!
I discovered she doesn't mind if I pick her up like that for a moment.
Wait, I can't see the camera. I can't see the
And there's
no!
Bath Cat that you can just swing around like a fucking flail.
Where's the cat? Hey, show me the cat.
2 minutes.
Oh, look at the long cat. That's a cat that doesn't know
That's
it's being
cat.
picked up and doesn't know how to deal with it.
Say hello to your friend through the internet. He waved.
This is how Baz gets pregnant, and you're not even sure how.
I don't know what this is, human.
Get in there.
I mean, I've got Frankie with me, just pretend I have my cam up.
So, who's going first? Someone want to give me like a rundown of what the general progress is for the auction? And should we be full memes and do Blades in the Dark style? So we'll maybe take it in. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to take it in turns. I want a sentence or two out of everyone to see like what the proceedings are, and you're going to phrase it in heist-style narrative.
Like, get, like the Ocean's theme going in the background. Well,
I've actually never seen any of the Ocean's Numbero movies, I'm afraid, so I can only go off of like second-hand memes, but we can try.
I mean, have you watched much Rick and Morty? They do a whole thing on heists within
Yeah,
heists.
I've
that's
seen that heist episode.
I mean, that's enough, really. Like, you've got every
Yeah,
heist
really,
movie that was ever made.
My job's been taken, but I think I have an idea of what I'll be doing instead.
Well,
Okay, so who wants to go first? You know what? Should we let, because he doesn't usually get a huge amount of agency just by the nature of things. But should we let young Nicholas do the intro to the auction? How are things going, young Nicholas? The crowds have started to gather. People are turning up. Loads of them immensely hungover from the night before.
I'm not good with put on the spot stuff.
Okay, you don't have to. Yeah, I'll tell you what. What's Cat Club doing? As
What's
the
Cat
crowds
Club
gather. Yeah.
we don't have a petting zoo, do we? So
Well, I mean, you're supposed to.
You are the petting zoo.
I am petting zoo.
You are
Terrible project management.
at your own request. You are unsupervised.
Okay.
You and a load of children and small families and hungover people who've all been assured that you're totally tame.
fuck.
Don't eat the kids.
So
Don't-
he's curled up in his ball as kids start to like come up pet and like everyone's like, "What the hell is that? That's huge!" And then slowly rises into a handstand.
Are you talking about your penis right now?
No,
With its tiny hands.
And-
Yeah.
It's tiny.
and
But when
as
everyone
everyone
touches it,
gasps.
and it grows. And
Yeah,
does
no,
that.
the crowd gasps. Like, whoa, that
And-
cat's standing on its hind legs.
4 legs.
On 4 legs. I'm doing a handstand.
Oh, whoa. That cat's standing on its 4 legs.
And then that kicks off the auction as the other khajiits start to announce and start to woo the crowd with "You'll never imagine what's coming for you," and so forth. There we go.
Yeah, fucking army.
Okay, you know what? I'll take an acrobatics roll, please, young Nicholas.
Oh, you said I'd have the strength. I'm fine,
No,
right?
you absolutely do for this, but it sounds like you're going to need to go through like a variety of poses because you're the main attraction until the auction itself starts, which it isn't immediately.
I'm going to spend a stamina point for a plus 20.
Okay.
There you go. So, acrobatics, yeah. So that's plus 20 plus 40. That's over agility, right?
Yes.
Okay, then so that's going to be an 80. That'll be 6 degrees of success.
Yeah, no, Catlop, I don't know if he was in the circus at any point, but this is evidently a routine he's had to pull before, as the only member of the Khajiit band who has no thumbs but still has to work. He regularly, presumably, has to distract people whilst Jomo is picking pockets or poisoning people or stealing everything that's not nailed down, etc., etc., etc.
All of the above.
So he goes through a series of dramatic poses, of funny, amusing faces of, oh, I'm standing on this leg, I'm standing on that leg, watch me jump. At one point, 6 degrees of success, he does a front flip, he does a back flip, he does a front flip back into a back flip. Like, this cat is driving the crowd absolutely and genuinely wild. People are actually kind of thrilled and glad they rolled out of bed at 9 in the morning to see the amazing performing Sabretooth. You even keep yourself moving so heavily that the petting zoo aspect of things kind of gets pushed off a little bit, which, as you see this like slowly growing horde of dirty peasants' children in front of you, all of them with their grasping, knobby little hands reaching for your beautiful fur. You feel like you're much better bathed than any of these kids.
Resist the urge to eat them.
I should try.
Yeah, in an amazing show of events.
Now you see one. Now you don't.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. I was just going to say, in an amazing show of events, Catlop managed to avoid even coming close to paralyzing a child. But apparently no, front flips onto one and eats it in one go.
That was out of character.
Okay, who's up next?
I mean, do you want me to get on stage and start spouting our wood varnish?
Depends. When do you want the wood varnish going?
I think we need to work up to the wood varnish.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You promised an auction. We actually only have one item on the auction list.
I've got a plan.
I have a plan to open the auction, which would be for me to open the auction and speak in a booming cat voice while sat atop.
Well, that works too.
What was your counter plan going to be, Callum?
My counter plan is I realised I've actually got throwing weapons into combat style, so I was thinking I could start throwing knives at a willing volunteer.
Me!
Oh, I was actually hoping that we would be one of you, so yes!
Do I throw another athletics? Acrobatics, I feel like I'm doing well. I'm catching them in my teeth.
I'll tell you what, we'll let Creed do his opening voice thing, and then he can, like, MC, I guess, and introduce the next act, which is the amazing...
I was going to lay out our plan, which...
And his wonderful assistant, Cato.
I figure our itinerary for the auction was these great demonstrations of agility, followed by a demonstration of our item up for auction, and finally an opportunity to win a prize with me, my jest.
You haven't said hello, you've just started announcing.
No, this isn't what I'm announcing. This is me telling you guys what I'm going to say to make sure you agree.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. I can't even remember what Zan'zharim sounds like.
Zan'zharim!
It's a deep, booming voice in it. It's like, Zan'zharim!
Yeah, no, you're not Dio. I'm just going to say that. I thought it was like a deepy, like bassy sort of like...
Okay, let's have the Zan'zharim spiel. You can assume that Catclop's been doing tricks for a little bit to like warm the crowd up, and you're giving the intro speech. Then Catclop will continue for a while, and then we'll zoom over to the knife trick stuff.
Zan'zharims are here. Would like to welcome you to and open our grand auction. There will be demonstrations of agility, as well as... Oh god, I've written this terribly.
One of the little Norse children in the front points. Mummy, look! That cat in the tiny wizard outfit standing on his hind legs!
There'll be great demonstrations of agility from our big cat friend. We'll also have a grand demonstration of our item up for auction. And finally, an opportunity to win a prize of mead.
The crowd goes kind of wild for the amazing, tiny, talking, telepathic cat. Nearby houses go kind of, what the fuck, for the telepathic voice loudspeakered into their brain.
Jarl Balgruff opens the curtains.
More for the crowd.
What's this grey district that seems to be all over my life? Oh. Okay. And then Cat Clock continues for a little while. So you're maybe half hour, 45 minutes in. And it's Revere's turn up. So the way we're going to do this is Revere will make a ballistic skill check. Or, the combat style for throwing weapons, rather. I'm not playing Dark Heresy, I promise. And then we'll do a check for Catclop. And depending on how much Revere succeeds or fails by, that will determine the difficulty of Catclop's check.
Excellent. Step right up. Watch me, the great and Nordingly most Nordic Nord to have ever lived. Revere Bjornsson.
Mother, look! That khajiit's wearing funny Nord clothes! Says the child.
I am too hungover for this.
Proudest Nord to ever... yeah. Watch me throw knives at this cat!
Okay, and with that, combat style roll at a +0, please.
Why do I hope that? +20. I've got the
+0 is just the difficulty modifier. You add your own modifiers either way.
I see. Right. Christ, I really hope I failed this. Damn! 3 degrees of success.
Cool. Young Nicholas, I'll take a dodge with a +30, please. Can you imagine if he'd got 100?
I'm going to spend another point of stamina, so that's a +20 already.
But why? Why are you so averse to getting stabbed?
I don't know. Oh, shit. What's dodge stuff again? Evade. That's why. Apprentice. It's not dodges, it's evade.
Elder Scrolls. You're just D&D, everyone knows it.
Apprentice, that's a plus...
From where Callum visibly goes, ugh!
Yeah, +10.
No, it was a spin-off of the D&D campaign being played by a few of them originally. That's where the setting comes from, and why, yeah.
Yeah, like 30 years
5 degrees of success.
Isn't it weird how so many games are just, I was playing D&D 30 years ago with some nerdy programmer mates.
Why roll D20?
I don't know.
That's a very good question. And in fact, your last one was a D20
Jesus,
as well.
Yeah, I am really sorry.
Oh, I see.
Cheating
I see.
All right.
Really
you know what?
sorry.
Because we've already advanced, so we're going to invert that. Another D100 this time, please. Cheating with Cheaterson.
I do apologise for that. Really sorry.
We're going to give you a -30 because you cheated at the acrobatics roll.
That's a flat 40 then. And as I was using stamina, I can't re-roll that, so that's a fail.
Do you land on a child?
So, God, how do we determine hit location?
Gets knifed.
It's alright, he's got a really thick hide. Now watch me go again.
Damage and hit locations. Let's just see where he's hit. Alright, give us a D100, please, Callum. D100, D10.
Okay.
9. Left arm. So, As you're doing a handstand, Cacklop, you look up and you see Revere aiming a knife at you. You try to growl at him instinctively, you're like, no, what are you doing? No, I can't jump out of the way like this. I'm doing a handstand. And before you've even twigged as to what's happening, a knife embeds itself in your left forearm, or foreleg rather, right at the elbow joints. I'll take an endurance test, please.
Okay. Oh dear. Endurance. Oh, just a flat endurance test.
It's a flat endurance.
Fails by 1.
One roll.
Wait, no, oh fuck yeah, no, it is. It's so annoying. My lucky number is 42.
Oh no!
Nice choice, though.
I can luck it. Luck it.
Fuck it for a luck it.
I'll luck it. Fuck it.
Get 100.
Yay! There we go.
Wait, is your endurance only 42, young Nicholas?
My endurance is 42.
How am I tankier than you?
He's a big cat. He's not a strong cat.
I've got lots of armour on.
Yeah, but naturally, you've got 42, I've got 44, and I'm an old man.
Why have you got 44?
That is an abnormal amount of toughness for an old man.
Yeah, because I rolled it randomly at the start of the campaign, and I rolled super well for strength and endurance and nothing else.
Oh, what's that? The fucking roll for it system produces entirely randomised characters. I am shocked.
I hate that system. Yeah.
We used it for this campaign. That's it. I am not bringing it back for Dark Heresy.
Oh, I'm muted. I love that system. It's the best.
I
like it, get luckier.
It's fucking easy for you to say, you jammy bastard.
It's when you're there like, I have an idea for a character, and then the RNGesus is like, yeah, but fuck that idea, though.
I didn't
roll
mind.
first, ideas later.
I didn't. Well, I mean, that actually probably is a more sensible way to do it, honestly.
Yeah.
But I didn't necessarily even mind people fucking themselves. I minded people fucking themselves, rolling a character that couldn't do any of the things they wanted to, and then bitching that their character couldn't do any of the things they wanted to, whilst insisting on rolling for. I'm calm. So much.
Shall we head on?
Background
Young
soul.
Nicholas has just been knifed.
No, young Nicholas
Revere suppresses a smile.
has indeed been knifed, as Revere, to re-emphasize his Nordicness, apparently, because he passed his roll, so he hit his target, seems like he willingly embeds his knife halfway up to the hilt in Cacklop's, I almost said Doan Bar then, in Cacklop's left foreleg. Cacklop snarls, holds, and doesn't fall backwards onto the crowd of children who would immediately die.
Who wants me to throw another?
I'm just going to say, Mordmucker, maybe not.
Was that a yes?
Sways on the spot. Why am I not giving drunk modifiers to people? Yeah, the crowd sort of bays you on, but it sounds there like Arnulf quietly brings your knife arm down. Who's up next?
Who else is there to entertain the crowd?
You're already up there by the sounds of it.
Yeah, the knife thrower wasn't much great. Wasn't much cop, rather. Much great. Yeah, much cop.
To be fair, we did promise them a real tongue, so I guess I'll go and demonstrate my tongueness.
Which is good, because your cat acrobat just took a knife to the knee. And so... oh my god! Oh, we did the meme! Didn't even think. So, a real tongue takes to the stage with a little bit of MCing from your catlet.
What am I shouting at to demonstrate it?
The sky? Surely the volume will just quite clear.
To be fair, the voice does have a distinctive crack, so...
Okay, I will shout at the sky then. Right. Are you ready, kids?
Please roll 100. Please roll 100.
Nope, that is 5 degrees of success.
I think that's your best boom to date.
It is my best boom today, and it was randomly fired at the sky.
So Arnold stands right in the middle, atop the cart. In fact, the open-topped cart. Cat, no, you'll get in the way. Get out of there.
Don't stand in the way of the Thum, Cat.
No, Cat. Zan'zharim's here is go.
Zan'zharim's here is blasting off again.
So no, you stand atop the cart. The crowd goes silent. In the background, presumably, Jomo is helping helping Catclop to pull the knife from his elbow. Sure do hope he doesn't have to run anywhere in this oncoming chase sequence.
Best results.
God damn it.
You point your face skywards, making a big deal of baring your throat to the crowd. Take a deep, deep breath, and then, with all the silence of the early morn around you, the crowd collectively holding their breath batedly, you shout to the heavens, a single almighty cry of Foos that cracks out over Whiterun's skies.
I can't actually remember what accent it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Welsh, isn't it? Foos! Oh no, I can't get it today. What was that supposed to be?
Foos?
I hate to say it, but Ollie's was better.
Probably
Still not
better,
good, but...
No.
I mean, Nick just went high.
Yeah.
A passing bird topples from the sky.
Passing bird just gets obliterated because I got
Utterly.
floating reasons.
Well, it's still only stunned, but what a stun, you know? Yes, Cat. Okay. The crowd clamours with questions, surging forwards. Are you a Greymane? Are you Ulfric Stormcloak? Are you a hidden tongue from the days of old? Do you know any other shouts? Can you knock the window out of that room? The window out of that room. Can you knock the window out of that building over there? Could you blow down the gates? Are you a dragon in human form? The questions go on and on and on and on. What's your general stance on these, Arnulf?
My general stance is I am but a traveller. I am not Ulfric Stormcloak. No, I could probably knock that window out. Can I blow down the gates? No. But stick around. I'll blow something onto the gates later.
Don't say that.
I won't say that, because that is just giving the game
blow the gates!
Here, children present.
God damn it.
So, who's up next? Sounds like we're on to the auction. So that's either going to be Jomo or Yuhnbric.
Someone's got to introduce the demonstration. We've got to get them walls, gates lathered up.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first, or
Carl,
then...
you're speaking, you're muted.
I wasn't speaking, no.
I mean, it sounds like you're not getting an MC then, Ollie.
So am I just going to go straight... I'm just going straight into it. Okay. Cool. Let me just... okay, so I guess I dried up onto the wooden stage. I presume it's wooden anyway.
You've been using the cart as a stage.
Okay, well, I presume that's wooden as well. I stand onto the cart and... have I just got a barrel of fucking wood varnish next to me that I'm trying to hawk now?
Well, this is a very good question. You didn't actually really do any prep on this.
Talk about how great it is, and then say we're about to shoot it at the gates in a grand demonstration. To make it sound less bait.
And you have more than a barrel, technically, but I'm not sure where the list is. You have
I have the list.
12 barrels. And
question: is this when we want to start using these potions for charisma rolls, or
It was when you planned to, certainly, but Jomo seems to be just like quietly hanging on to them.
Okay, so... Okay, I've got an idea. I turn to the crowd. You know, a town with money is a little like a mule with the spinning wheel. No one knows how he got it, and danged if he knows how to use it.
The crowd are confused, but pretty hyped from everything. There's even been a little bit of blood spilled, so yeah.
Their name's Ulka, Yuhnbric Ulka. And I come before you good people tonight with an idea. Probably the greatest, you know what, actually no, this is probably something for Riverwood. You wouldn't be interested.
Fuck Riverwood, southern-facing bastards.
Are you doing the speech from The Simpsons?
Wood funny.
I mean, it worked for them.
Please
you sent
continue.
here by the Daedra.
Alright, I'll tell you what I do. I'll show you my idea. I give you wood varnish.
I'll sell it more.
I give you
They're making the joke.
We're not just selling wood varnish, we're selling a dream.
I'm not just selling wood varnish. I'm selling a dream, a promise, nay, a heritage. This is something you and your family and your children's children and your children's children's children will be seeing for years. This wood varnish makes things last.
The crowd's still kind of with you. What's the...
Introduce the demonstration.
Let me
The fucking Zan'zharim stood on your shoulder, handing out the little cue cards he made in the last couple of hours.
I was like everyone within 300 foot being like, what?
No, he's got cue cards. He's got cue cards.
Yeah. I take the note, I look at it, I throw it away. I'm going off script.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
This wood varnish will make your hair grow back, your toenails grow, it'll give you chest on your belly. Young catches himself.
Just your belly.
I mean, I say that's pretty good role playing. If you recall, you've sent Yuhnbric onto stage still piss ass drunk.
His torso is all chest.
It's fully. Jesus. I'm surprised that no one's shocked at the idea that makes your toenails grow is somehow a feature. Carry on, Ollie.
It'll give you big ones, it'll give you small ones, and, god damn it, it will make your wood glow. If you want something to be around for centuries to come, you coat it in this wondrous material devised by the finest magicians and wizards and the occasional bog wench out of the college. This is a work not of art, not of science, but of godly proportions. Let me demonstrate to you the sheer awesome power. We're not calling this wood varnish. We're calling this WMTM. And it will revolutionize your lives. Contact anyone at any time. Talk to anyone across all networks to tell them about this wood varnish. I just need a turtleneck. And at that point,
I will say that your references all make sense. You're a committed atheist yourself, but If there's one thing you've established these surface-dwelling fuckwads seem to be into, it's various gods, so the godly angle definitely makes sense, and they seem to respond well to the college thing. Obviously, you were talking about the Dwemer College of Unseen Mechanisms, which is totally a thing I didn't just make up. But fortunately, the College of Winterhold is an institution. You have no idea of this, but they seem to recognize college as well. Who knew?
Who would have thought the surface dwellers would know what a college is? I'm just as surprised as they are.
Exactly, but it seemed to work.
You're just throwing around fancy words.
I turn to the crowd. I let everything go for silence for a second. I look at them individually one by one. I whisper out the word, discombobulated. And that's when I let the demonstration go forth.
Okay, I'll take a charm roll, please, Ollie. Now, on the one hand, you are piss-ass drunk. On the other hand, you did do like a full 6-minute speech, even if the early notes were cribbed directly from the monorail speech from The Simpsons.
He's using his resources.
We'll average it out... VTM flashbacks. We'll average it out to... Fuck. I've not given anyone else fucking drunk penalties, so it feels mean to just because I actually remembered for you. Persuade over personality at a +30, please, Ollie.
Persuade over personality. Let me just check. I don't think I've got persuade. No, I'm untrained. So -10, so +20 over personality. Is that PRS?
Yeah.
Cool. 47 or under them. Oh, sorry, not bad.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm gonna spend a luck point.
Are you sure you don't want to keep the 100? It would be the perfect way to end the plan.
Luck it again!
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll spend one more luck point.
You can't luck multiple times.
Well, in which case, yeah, there you go. Get that 96.
What's your doff?
We're losing the crowd.
What's your doff there, Ollie?
Out of 46 or under, like dead on 5.
5 doff.
Oh,
So-
wait, sorry. 4 doff. 4 doff, sorry, my bad. I thought it was 5. I'm 1 off being 5 doff.
Great speech. Shame it was delivered by a fucking elf.
You can burn a luck to do it again.
Okay, we're 4 sessions in. We've got 3 sessions left. I'm actually still not entirely sure what my luck maximum is. I think I have 3 luck points.
Yeah, same actually. I think I had 3.
So
if you burn 1, it's permanently gone like PH, but you can do it again on top of spending it.
yeah, but
So
the idea...
you burn your luck attribute, not your luck points, and it's 3 points to need
Is
to
it
burn.
attributes?
Yeah, you don't burn actual luck threshold. That would be like burning fate points rather than... Oh, fuck,
Well,
I never played Black Crusade.
So I can go from 37 to 34 and be fine.
Yeah, basically.
Can I buy that back? Or is luck the one thing you can't
Luck
buy back?
only ever runs out.
Cool.
Hypothetically, Stendar, I think it's Stendar's God of Luck, might take... sorry, I'm echoing on someone. But yeah, so, outside of extraordinary circumstances, you don't get luck back.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear myself echoing as well a little bit. It's fine. Fuck it, we're 4 sessions in. 100 would have been funny, but 96 is not so much. So I'm going to reduce my luck by 3. And we're going to reroll
At
that.
100?
If I do.
Be so happy.
Oh, yes!
Oh, you
I mean,
finished off
like-
the 100 from the
Yeah, I
last
was going
one,
to say,
yeah.
combine them and...
That's
Perfect roll.
incredibly pleasing to me for some reason.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
oddly
So it's-
satisfying.
What's 96 plus 4? What's 96 plus 4?
100, Ollie.
That's what we were just
That's
talking
what
about.
we're commenting on.
Exactly. That's why it's so
You
incredibly
just agreed
pleasing.
to it. You already...
I only heard you say that you sound incredibly pleasing. I didn't hear the reasoning why. And I assumed that was the reasoning why. Therefore, we're still on the same wavelength. I'm just about 3 seconds behind.
Describes
You should have built that
like,
machine.
the
It
entire
describes-
friendship, Ollie.
Yeah, fuck you, but also fuck you for being right.
Oh dear. So,
Hey, also a little wrong. Sometimes you're like 2 seconds behind me, sorry. Happens very occasionally, but it does.
so Yuhnbric lets the crowd go silent, leans forward, feels all the vomit he's stored up over the previous night
no, he doesn't
come
swallow it.
up his throat in a mighty tide. Like, this is the pressure cannon he wanted to build, but it's his own throat and it's filled to brimming, bursting with puke, actually chunking up under his beard. Swallows it down in a great, terrifying acid reflux swill. Bobulate it.
I will say, with the beard, you doing the "I'm about to throw up" face had a lot more power behind it for some reason.
I think you can't see my neck with the beard.
I think that's the reason why your beard is accentuating the movements.
So, the crowd goes wild. They're super interested to see, like, what the fuck's happening with this magical gate polish that you promised them, and this strange piss-ass drunk dark elf who's selling everyone on magical life-extending artifact creating floor polish wood varnish. And no one's even stopped to question why there don't seem to be any guards around the gate at the moment. Like, especially as it's going on 10 o'clock at this point. If nothing else, the town should have opened up, but there's just no one here.
Perfect.
They do part, allowing whoever of you is, I guess, Revere, presumably, whoever's...
the post boy, right? Doing the big barrel spray.
Yeah, rolling the barrel over there initially, carrying it over.
All right, well, I'll roll over.
So yeah, Revere rolls the barrel in place, holds it, ready for Arnulf to enact the critical stage of the plan.
Arnulf, I need your lips.
Jesus. Right.
Arnulf, he does in fact need your lips.
Bring yourself over here, boy.
That's 5 degrees of success again.
Jesus.
I have a mighty and respected tongue, and my lips shall grow long this day.
Good. You can also burn luck to add levels of degrees of successes to your rolls as well.
You can.
I don't need to have 8 degrees of success blowing wood varnish onto a gate.
The wood varnish itself takes the gates down.
See, you here in Southern Guard. What is your legend? I am Arnulf, the Woody.
He somehow
Hey, Arnulf's
utters
got a
the
Woody?
second word
So-
of throw.
So, I mean, you can. It is a language. Words can be changed. Anywho, Arnulf positions his face just like gently nestling in the cut-off water skin. It still smells vaguely of Yuhnbric's beer-soaked hands. Taking a deep breath, I suppose before he puts his face in the beer-smelling water skin, then replaces it and... All at once, the barrel shakes and shudders. The lid all but blasts off, and an entire barrel's worth of flammable wood varnish goes spraying out all over the gates. The crowd look on in wonderment, ready, waiting for what is going to happen to impress the crowd at this point. 'Cause it's got one hell of a build-up.
And now the raffle!
Honestly, I thought people wouldn't give enough. Creed, you can fire your sunbeam into the sky. That'll do it.
That's what the varnish does.
Sure. Tilt my head up, open my mouth, go shoot a beam into the sky.
It's the sky or at the gates?
I think the sky for now, right? We're not going
I do like how we moved away from just trying to get people to coat the gate in varnish for us, and it was just, fuck it, we'll yeet it at it and see what happens.
We've got a few more barrels we can do it with as well.
Well, that's why we have more barrels, so I can sell it to the populace. I fucking hype this shit up. It's going to sell like hotcakes.
But remember, this is a fake auction. We're not really auctioning.
Well, I mean, we can
Well,
still
we're
get
at it.
some dough out of it.
I mean,
Frankly,
the
all
gate
of you-
is now covered, and we
Frankly,
could make some money if we sold it.
It was,
frankly, all
it
of
was
you.
a big gate, and it was only one barrel. Like, you've got a good
I need to
covering,
be right back 2 minutes.
but also
To be fair-
you could do more barrels.
To be fair,
Well,
frankly, all of you should have thought of that before you put me in charge of the oration.
It's not wrong.
Well, do your best.
We should do another barrel.
Okay, declare spell rating and cast, Creed.
3.
3. Zan'zharim, Zara.
Yeah, the crowd looks on expectantly, whereupon a nearby house cat stands up in his tiny wizard robe and belches a column of fire into the sky, instantly distracting them.
You realise though this plan has brought all the attention to us, right? Like, is this something any of you have considered?
Does it matter?
I mean, if the gates go on fire after the incredibly very present group of people just poured something on it, I would say yes.
It doesn't matter. So long as Yuhnbric gets through those gates, it does not matter if people know that we did it.
It does if Ulfric loses.
It does, but he won't, because he owes us money.
That's not how wars work.
It's how
Love-
khajiit work.
Absolutely loved the confidence of Nicholas the Iron Bank Brown. I remember your second name.
I'm glad you did.
Alright, it just shows that he likes you.
So, who's up next? The crowd has been temporarily distracted. What do?
I think Benji's gone away for a moment, hasn't he? I think we should probably poke him to do another foos with another barrel.
I mean, I can start hawking the barrels as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, that works.
Okay. I shout out to the crowd. Can I have a surprise turtleneck on for some reason?
They actually did buy you fancy clothes.
Oh, amazing.
They
Amazing.
specifically spent like 30 minutes on it. You have a fur turtleneck.
I have. Oh, amazing.
A fur leather
Okay.
Nordic turtleneck. Add that to your inventory.
Fur leather turtleneck.
A turtleneck.
A turtleneck. You have a turtleneck. Nope, let's never say that again.
I was thinking it. I'm glad you said it. Okay. So I look at the crowds as they presumably turn back towards me. I'm honoured to be with you today for the commencement of our finest wood varnishes in the world. I never graduated from college. I just got this from a college. Truth be told, this is the closest I've ever gotten to a college. Today I want to tell you about why this will also be the closest you've also ever gotten to a college.
Are you reading the monorail guy again?
No, I started reading a Steve Jobs commencement speech. And I may have ad-libbed it a little bit. Specifically, Steve Jobs didn't tell the crowd this is the closest you'll ever get to college.
Absolute wankers. I'm surrounded by wankers. Okay.
I look at them. This is education in a barrel. This is fineness in a barrel. This is richness in a barrel. All for yours for the low, low price of a starting bid of 500G.
I will take a commerce roll, Ollie.
I do not have commerce.
I
This
will
can
give you
only
a
go
plus
well.
10 for the speech.
Okay.
I don't think anyone in the town has 500G.
I guess, do I see the slight hesitation on everyone's faces there?
Most people do not have 500G, but it's not like no one has 500G.
Okay, I'd be like 500G though. That's for those rich wankers up in the Cloud District. What do you say about the? What do I hear about the Cloud District? You say?
Wankers!
What did I say?
Sorry.
Presumably they're wankers again. I was trying to. That was the monorail speech. Anyway, I say that for you, lovely Gentile people, the people who support the wankers in the Cloud District,
Not what
it's yours for 50G. It's yours for 50G.
A barrel.
A barrel.
All right. What's the Khajiit having a heart attack in the corner by any chance?
There's an auction. You start the bidding.
I said for 50G.
He's selling it for 50G a barrel.
Hey, not just said it.
That's what I meant. It's yours.
50G! People surge forward, pressing money towards you.
It's yours for starting at 50G.
Whoa.
No, Yuhnbric, I think you're overlooking something here, which is that the crowd are offering you money.
If you drink it, you'll also become a tongue.
Yeah,
Fucking Metalocalypse, drink the bleach.
We should take 1 or 2 more barrels just away and start dousing the fucking gate in the rest of it, maybe.
That's the
Before we sell everything.
That's the only Metalocalypse reference I actually get.
That's fair. Tragic show really didn't end that well. But,
Yeah. I have no idea. I guess I start the auction. I say 1 barrel starting at 50G. Do I hear 60? Fuck the wankers in the Cloud District.
I think people have already surged forward screaming 50G for the initial sale thing.
Yeah, but I'm going to start shouting 60G. There's not much they can do about that.
Quick, Tom, show up with a bucket and start taking orders. Sorry for calling you thumbs as well. I mean you, Carl.
Actually, yeah. I guess I shout.
Jomo.
I shout out. We do not have the barrels for everyone here today. But if you want to give us a deposit of just 50G and your names, we will deliver a barrel to you within the next 1 to 3 time periods.
Okay, I'll take subterfuge in that case then, Ollie.
Okay, I also do not have subterfuge.
Subterfuge over personality.
This is
We can also spend a luck point to redo a narrative point, so he could have said actually.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I forgot something.
Okay, so do I get the +10 I was getting before? Because everyone's so fucking hyped up.
I'm probably going to say no on this one, because you're not offering to sell them the amazing magical wood varnish for 50G. You're offering to start taking deposits for an initial price of 50G. Just throw it in the bucket, and pointing to Jomo, who doesn't actually have a bucket, so I guess just like cupped hands or a cap.
Okay.
You can take my little wizard hat. Stuff it for.
Your little wizard hat is not going to hold even 50G.
Okay, so subterfuge. What does that roll off of? I'm assuming personality. 27 or on. No, 17 or under. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't make that.
Get the magical varnish! The crowd surges forwards.
Okay, guys. I may have been a little too good at my job.
Okay, I'm going to say you all have got a split second if there's anything you want to do. I think young Nicholas specifically had something he wanted to try and work towards that he could maybe consider a way to deal with. Actually, I really need the toilet, so I'm going to be right back. Discuss what you would like to do in your last seconds before the crowd attempts to steal all your varnish.
We need to grab at least 2 barrels to finish off lacing the gate with enough to set the blaze.
Yeah, we do.
Also, Khajiit priorities. Now's probably a good time to bum rush the blacksmith and get our money back.
Yes. I thought stealthy, or we're just going to barge in, because I feel like she's watching us right now.
But I mean, probably. She's probably staring in horror at the crowd fucking running into her shop.
I have returned, sorry.
I guess I'll go for the barrel. The crowd are rushing us, Ben.
Why?
The auction was too good. They want our magical wood varnish.
Shit. I didn't think of this.
Yeah,
I may have been too good at my job.
No, you just tried to sell them for 50G instead of auctioning. That's what happened.
Everyone's expecting an auction, and then we'll get like fucking bargain price stuff. They're like, fuck yes, I'll have some.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you put me in charge. Someone who was not trained, someone who's not trained as an auctioneer, and got a little caught up in the moment. Okay, you fucks.
I did not expect my plan to work, okay?
And how?
To be fair, don't think any of this can be held against either Benji or Ollie. Ollie went up there drunk as a skunk and started reading out Steve Jobs speeches and no one stopped him. And Benji had like a 20-step plan. Yes, step 20 had no real follow-up and was a bit bollocks, but like, how could he be expected to know you'd get anywhere near step 20?
I assumed this would fall apart at like step 6 and we'd fucking wing it.
So we're now back to team get the oil on the gates and team let's go mug a blacksmith.
So, wait, don't we have to deal with the fact the crowd is rushing us first?
No, that's why we're trying to get the oil on the gates.
Yeah, that is explicitly
But it is on the gates.
No, we need more.
You've got 11 other barrels.
Oh, we've also got some. Haven't we got some like wood that we need to pile around the gates as well?
Well, I mean, I think that was a best case scenario that you're allowed to passively set a fire to the gates. At the gates.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, we could blame it on the crowd at this point about setting fire. So, yeah, should we get some more oil on the gates?
Are we not dealing with the crowd first?
You need to get the oil from the cart through the crowd who are trying to steal. It's not even oil; it's wood varnish.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Trying to get the wood varnish through the crowd who are trying to steal it to the gates.
Oh, I have a plan. I shall shout, "Cease!" and sunbeam the ground, and hope for the best.
So
the wood varnish is now 200G.
I'll let you roll and intimidate against the crowd, but you are a small cat, and they do know that you are a small wizard cat.
Yes, but I don't necessarily mind if I hit someone with my warning shot.
You're just going to open fire on the crowd.
Child just goes.
To be fair, it's not a bad shout to open fire on a crowd that start bum rushing you. In this particular case.
Okay, America.
Young Nicholas. Time and a place.
Time and place was not Iraq.
That's why I said in this specific circumstance. Also, I mean, I don't disagree with you, though.
Can we distract them and get them to go to the mead instead?
Probably not. You really hyped the shit out of this wood varnish.
Oh, shit.
I did make it sound like it was somewhat
kind of confusedly implied it would make them telepathic.
I might need to punch my way through the crowd, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, let's take individual reactions then. Yeah, we're not doing
Try
fucking
shouting them? Because I can hit everything within a 15-degree arc of me.
You can indeed shout the crowd. Good. That will stun them for a couple of rounds, which will give you a little bit more breathing space.
I mean, if they do that, I'm then going to shout out that due to unprecedented demand, we shall instead be auctioning off the barrels.
They just said they're going to steal it all, Ollie. You can do it. I don't think it's going to do anything.
I think I might have hyped them up too much. I'm too good at being an auctioneer.
You have, against all odds, succeeded too much, and yet somehow not quite enough. Okay, right, let's look at your thing then, Benji. I guess it's just word rating and cast, isn't it?
Yes.
I need to deafen myself for a little bit. I'll be back in a sec.
That's cool, thanks, no. Cool, well, you don't get a difficulty for it. This is pretty much what it's designed for. Benji?
Okay, I'm going to luck roll that.
100.
Nope, that is still a pass of 2 degrees of success.
The tongue turns on the crowd and with a mighty cry of stuns them, staggering many of them back, including the children at the front row, for a single round. 25 meters it'll do you up to, so you get most of them. There's maybe like a few people at the back, but they're not going to be able to push through the entire crowd. A round is about 10 seconds, so you've got a little bit of breathing room.
Are they stunned enough for a good intimidating by someone?
Depends who's doing the intimidating.
I'd probably nominate the guy who just shouted at the moment.
You can try and intimidate if you like, Benji.
Should I start going for the stealthy get our money back, or should I do the barrels?
I don't know if you can pick up our money.
That's very true.
Yeah, I think she will have immediately put it in a strong box.
Which case, I'll go for barrels.
Strongbox inside the smithy for the record as well. Cool, what are you doing with the barrels, Nicholas? You've got 10 seconds to operate.
One big paw, on top of barrel, claws into barrel, huck barrel like gate as hard as I can.
I don't know if I like the plan I've just come back in on.
Perfect. Totally foolproof.
He's big enough for it.
We'll shower the entire town in wood varnish.
I'll take a strength roll at -10. You need at least 3 degrees success to shatter the barrel.
Okay. Strength. That's something I'm good
Otherwise, it's going to clonk off the gate and into the crowd.
Okay. Anything else? Damage.
Are you trying to see if you can spend a fatigue point on it?
I can spend a fatigue point on it. I'm just checking if there are any traits or anything that will help me on this. Try to buff it as best as I can. I don't think there are.
Did I think you had a skill for it? Because I guess it should be athletics, shouldn't it?
Athletics is a thing, yep.
Yeah, athletics over strength.
Did you say it's -10, did you?
I said -10, yeah.
Okay, so I'll spend a stamina, so it's a +20.
Cool.
So this should be good.
I believe.
True. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Dawson?
Yes. That's 4 degrees of success.
4 degrees of success. So, with one almighty gesture and using his remaining good forelimb, Catclop turns to the barrels from his position off to the side near the War Maiden's smithy, hooks his claws deep into the wood of one, and then just hucks the fucking thing straight at the gate. Did you say 4 degrees?
4 degrees, yes.
With 4 degrees of success, the barrel goes flying into the gate and shatters, spraying wood polish, or more wood varnish, all over the gates, all over the crowd. It gets all over the back of Arnulf's neck, coats damn near entirely Yuhnbric.
I'm sorry, what now?
You are coated in wood varnish.
Flammable wood varnish.
I feel godlike, I suppose. As much as an atheist can.
Someone at the back. Watch out! They're wearing the magical wood varnish.
I mean, you could definitely spare it that way.
I was going to say, at this point, can I tell out to the crowd, flick a wrist forth, varnish going everywhere. Behold, my mighty power. Now you must listen.
All right, roll me intimidate over personality.
Yep, sure. Again, I do not have intimidate trained. Where is intimidate? I don't think that's a thing in here.
It should be.
I've only got investigate.
Intimidate isn't a thing.
Wait, what have we been using for intimidate?
Was it not like...
There's deceive?
Probably comes under persuade or deceive, yeah.
Persuade, yeah. Oh, command! There's command.
I suppose command would apply here. In Dark Heresy it wouldn't, but, you know...
Okay, well, every single thing you've said so far is at a -10 for me. Do I get any pluses, Ewan, for my amazing display and convincing of the crowd?
No.
I'm going to suggest a +20.
We're letting you roll at all based on the fact that you're a man, you're a mer covered in wood varnish, attempting to use his wood varnish covering to intimidate a large crowd.
I fucking make it.
What's your DOS?
That's one whole degree of success there, motherfucker.
Wood varnish is giving him power!
Somebody take it away from him. He's growing too strong.
As the crowd's stun wears off from the fuss and they sort of stagger back to rightness and start trying to surge forward, Yuhnbric throws his hand out, spraying wood polish on some now ecstatic children. Utters his line, telling them to fuck right off, or to stand back at least.
I tell them, clearly demand is high. The bidding starts at 60G. Do I hear 70?
Run! He'll mind control you with the wood polish! And the crowd, fearful of retribution, begins stampeding back up towards the market at the top of the Plains District.
Let's just pile the rest of this fucking wood varnish on the gate already. Come on, the guards aren't around.
The guards are not around. In fact, you're totally alone, as the rapidly locking front door of War Masons makes very clear.
We start putting wood polish on the door.
Yes.
You're going to set fire to the smithy?
Why not?
Well, why?
Fair enough. I'm at home, right?
I hate to say it, but the why, presumably, is because your rent money is in the strongbox in the smithy.
Also that.
Oh, yeah.
But that does require you to go about this whole armed robbery thing. So, yeah, you are actually alone. What do?
Does someone want to just see if they can wander into the gatehouse and open them?
Yeah, but what if they close them? Like, the Stormcloaks could be here in, 10 hours.
Yeah, how
Then
long...
we can open them and set them on fire.
Well, actually, that's the thing. We can varnish them completely, then open them, and if they get closed beforehand, we can then just set them on fire.
Whiterun actually does not have a gatehouse, it has gates.
Back in a second.
They are closed by barring them from the one side.
Can we take the bar away?
So they're barred on our side.
They are barred on your side. There is also a door in that opens up, which has got secondary bars for it, but the rest of the gates open and closed via the bar. You can just take the bar away. There are things you could do to prep improv bars, but they're way less siege resistant. And it is also actually significantly harder to close and bar gates that are actively open and on fire.
We could also take the bar. We varnish the entire thing.
Moments to act here, for the record.
Yeah, get the gate open, varnish it up. Let's go.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll continue to varnish the door.
Arnulf, help me with the bar.
I can't believe that all we ever
busy
needed to
shouting
do
at
was
people.
steal this fucking bar and a
Shouting
gate.
at them.
I mean, I did point out that the gate was going to be completely undefended and we can do whatever we want.
You are very right.
Alright, someone help me with the bar.
Oh, fine, I'll run over and help him with the bar.
Cool. I will take an athletics test from someone to get the bar off the gates.
You
I'll
have
do it.
guns. One of you could do the barrels, actually, and I could help with the bar.
You've got until the end of this session to sort this, John Nicholas. So anything that doesn't get, planning-wise, great, but at this point, 12 minutes and
Right.
counting. So
Callum,
anything that doesn't get done this session, not happening.
Are you
What are you
assisting me?
rolling on athletics?
Strength.
Yes, but what's your number?
What's my number? 41 plus 20.
Okay, so you're okay. Right, I'm lower than you. I'll assist you.
Okay. Excellent. 3 degrees of success. Wait, no, what am I talking about? That's bang on, isn't it?
With a +10, yes.
With a plus 10, that is bang on.
Okay. With a lot of huffing and umming and ahhing, not umming and ahhing, huffing and puffing, Revere and Arnulf are just about able to, halt the heavy wooden bar off the rear of the gates and drag it over to one side. Catclop, what are you doing?
Kind of a rinse repeat, but I'm going to get a bit closer this time, so it's easier to smash on the door.
Yeah, sure. Same again, but you don't have to 3 DOS to smash.
Nice. I'll spend stamina again.
Isn't that your 5th stamina point of the session?
That's all of them, yep. I have 5.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure.
Due to my my star-crossed thing, I get an extra stamina point, so I have 5 to spend.
Staminariest boy in the land. Roll your thing.
That's a nice one. That's 5 degrees?
We don't know. You've got the numbers.
Okay.
Strength 52. Yep, 5 degrees.
You roll it right over, you line up your shot nicely, and you huck at a relatively uncovered patch of the gate, the barrel, shattering it, spraying yourself in a fair amount of wood varnish, but also just covering another bit of the gate. What do, peeps? You have 9 barrels left. Sorry, Creed?
Are the gates open?
They are not currently, you've only unbarred them.
Can I try and sell the other 9 barrels?
I think we have the time.
Please.
We have a minute, I think. I'm going to just run at the gates and try to open them, just like shove them open.
Now, funny as it would be, they actually pull open rather than push open.
Oh,
Yeah, most gates go in.
Yeah, if we had more time, I'd absolutely be here to watch you try and push the pull gates.
Oh, we did that in D&D once. It was fucking hilarious.
Just claws in and pull!
Okay, strength check, please, young Nicholas. You are a big boy, so I'm not going to give you a malice, but you're not getting a bonus because they're heavy.
Okay, is this athletics?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, I should have said strength athletics.
5 degrees of success.
Jesus, you're rolling well tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catclop, now covered in varnish anyway, walks up to the gates, sinks his claws surprisingly and terrifyingly deep into the thick, fire-hardened wood, and pulls them backwards. The gates come steadily, shuddering, juddering open with him, and then he's able to, nudge them apart. Rest of the party, what do? The gates are now open and covered in wood varnish on one side.
Put the rest of the barrels next to the open gates.
And slather the other side.
And start at the other side, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you're working
Crowd.
to speed because that riotous crowd is going to have reached the Plains District Market, and the stories of what's happening will be rapidly ricocheting around town, which means it's probably
Some
a matter
might say
of
like wildfire.
I'll kill you, Carl. I'll kill you dead. Which means a matter of minutes at best, seconds at worst before the guard turn up. The non-diarrhea guard.
The best kind of guard.
Say 6 seconds or 6?
I said a matter of minutes or a matter of seconds. Minutes at best, seconds at worst.
Right. Burn the things with the cat and run away.
Yeah, someone get coated on that other side first.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. I will
Smash.
take a strength check from you. Is anyone else helping out there?
I can help out, I guess.
I'll go back to crowd control.
There is currently no crowd, Benji.
Oh, they've all run away.
Yeah, they pretty much all stampeded up the hill.
Okay, in which case I'm going to reload my cannon and fire another one.
What can?
The barrel.
Barrel cannon.
Could I be
I think it was
waiting
one
with
use.
the...
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to wait by the cart with mead so that if I do see any guards coming up to them, I want to rush up with bowls of mead and just be like, Khajiit has wares. Try and distract them.
I mean, it's a valid reserve, I guess. Noted, Carl. Noted.
Am I getting a bonus to my roll, or are we rolling 2 separate rolls for
I think
Cody?
2 separate rolls. -10 for Callum's, and you're doing them same time but separate barrels, I think, because you're trying to rush this.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oof, I'm going to luck that.
Oof, I'm not.
That's a solid.
2 degrees of success.
Revere is powered by his love for Ulfric Stormcloak, and with that 3, hefts a full barrel of weighty varnish over his head and just starts bashing it recklessly. Maybe my headphones come off. Bashing it recklessly against the gate until something opens in the side, it shatters, covering him, showering him, dousing him in wood varnish, and getting a fair amount at the gate too. Catclop, on the other hand, is starting to struggle a little bit more. He's really feeling that knife in his knee, but he's limping around doing his best. Hucked a lot of barrels so far, and he had to open the gates all by himself, and no one so much as said a good job, Catclop. And Jomo's off to one side, just holding 2 bottles of mead, but I guess it's fine. And so Catclop hucks another barrel into the gates, a little bit weaker this time, but it still shatters. He's
like noted that internally Jomo is pecking.
I love that. After the first one, it's like, you don't need 3 degrees. Each time I've successfully got 3 degrees.
Oh dear. Cool. You can hear, not too far away, perhaps a little ways up the street, so Jomo's distraction had better work, and maybe it won't. Stop, criminal scum! The only Imperial in the guard.
Khajiit's wares?
What do? Your sabotage has been uncovered.
I mean, they don't really know it's sabotage. It's going to be more like vandalism.
It looks a lot like sabotage.
It really does look a lot like sabotage.
You're like, it might not be sabotage, but it's not bad to assume that people throwing mysterious liquids at the gates in time of war or incipient civil war might be sabotage.
So, they're the police. What, are they going to not kick first and ask questions? Never?
Up to a high point, sight of the gates.
I'm stepping away from the gates.
What did you say, Nicholas?
I'm stepping away from the gates.
That's fair. What do?
I am furry and covered in oil.
Clear out, boys.
I think at this point, everyone is covered in oil apart from Jomo and Zan'zharim.
Perfect.
Not oil, floor varnish. Floor varnish, wood varnish. God damn it. So, last 4 minutes of the session, what do? Who's going where, scattering in which directions? The cart still has a couple of barrels on it, I think, at this point, but more importantly, it's not hitched up to Catclop, so that's lost at this stage. What do? Who's going where? I know where Zan'zharim is, other than that.
I'll join Zan'zharim, I guess, standing behind him.
Zan'zharim specifically hopped up to a high place.
I'm like on a roof.
Yeah.
Can I jump into a roof as well?
I'd rather you didn't. I'm being a discreet cat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wizard robes.
And if nothing else, he's using like cat stepping stones, so you'd have to like full on bound.
Jomo, where are you going? Where are you going, Carl?
Jomo's rushing the guards to try and buy you all an extra few seconds.
Yeah, sacrifice, man. Taking one for the team here.
Turns out the bottles were for something after all. You've got to.
The question is, in or out? Are we?
I'm heading out of the city.
Yeah, get out.
Okay, I'll get out.
Okay. So Catclop rushing as fast as he can, but he took a knife to the knee like 4 minutes ago.
Ow, fuck, ow.
There are many things about that sentence you just said that make me very uncomfortable.
He took a knife to the knee like 4 minutes ago.
Oh, I heard groin. I don't know what I heard something.
Even that would be particularly dodgy.
A knife to the groin makes me uncomfortable.
Knife to the groin. I thought you meant groin to the knee.
I mean, that's still somewhat uncomfortable.
Don't you big shame, young Nicholas. Young Nicholas, you like what you like. That's none of Ollie's business. So, moving on from Ollie's weird hang-ups.
I trusted you.
Revere and Arnulf share a look, and then begin just running full pelt out of Whiterun, leaving everything else behind. After them, Catclop limps at his best speed, rapidly overtaking, but he's moving at a fraction of the pace he'd usually go. Yuhnbric, what do?
Well, I forget there's no crowd for me to hawk my wares at anymore. I follow the direction of the party, I suppose.
Yuhnbric,
run.
Realizing that he's now alone, sort of awkwardly starts running after everyone else.
Yeah.
Jomo.
You want to clear those gates quick. They're going to go up.
Yeah, I attempt to clear those gates quick.
Jomo, I will take a very speedy charm over personality, difficulty -50. Oh dear my god. The guard decks you in the face and carries on.
I mean, he's not looking at you, though.
Yeah,
yeah, with them like running past, can I make my exit? Just like stage left or something.
Yeah, you kind of roll to your feet and skulk off into the shadows, your mead bottles lost and shattered on the pebbled floor. But you have successfully evaded them. Although you didn't slow them down at all, really. You see from like a bush that you find in an alleyway and crouch in, this fast-flowing, seeming tide of Whiterun guards pouring out after the rest of them. Zan'zharim, I believe
I want to shoot the gates just before the guards cross the threshold with the sunbeam.
Okay. Declare difficulty rating. Declare... I'm not letting you set
0 difficulty. I automatically pass.
Declare... plus 0 would just be standard normal. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Spell rating fast.
That's far.
That's what you needed.
From a nearby rooftop, there's a cat unhinges its jaw and vomits a beam of pure sunlight.
Fiery sunlight.
Fiery sunlight. The fire makes contact with the flammable wood varnish and goes up immediately. Zan'zharim allows himself a small moment of satisfaction, just about to let the beam peter out when he realizes he suddenly has to jerk his head to the side to get the other gate as well. The gate.
Is the varnish?
You sorry?
Sorry. I say, is the varnish all over the floor from where we've been hucking it around?
Yes, it is.
There's also probably a fair bit stretching off back into the bloody town at this point from all the people panicking.
Okay, I wanted to double check that was there.
The gates go up in a fiery inferno, and Zan'zharim, as the left-hand gate goes up, the pool in between goes up, the right-hand gate goes up. You notice the leaked wood varnish leading back to the barrels still on the cart.
Oh.
Can I get an acrobatics over agility test?
Yeah.
At a -20, please.
This can only go well.
It could only get better.
What was the minus?
20. Did you just sing Tony Blair's theme song?
Nailed it.
I mean, it was originally bloody What's-His-Face's theme song before Tony Blair co-opted it.
What's your DOS there, Creed?
2 successos.
2 successos. Like a shot, the tiny Alfiq is out of there, and hot, literally, on his heels is the fiery explosion of, let's see, how many barrels did you use? So, 1 hucked initially, 2nd hucked after that, then 1, 2, 1, so that means 3, 4, 5, plus the one you used. 6 barrels of floor varnish, I think. Maybe 7. Yeah, so 6, give or take. All going up in a fiery inferno, which basically annihilates the War Maidens.
Escalated quickly.
I kind of feel sorry for them.
What are the gods?
It's alright.
Gods!
It's alright, they didn't see it coming, I suppose. It was over and done with so
The
quickly.
building detonating. No, they did not see it coming.
Oops.
So when you say the building, do you mean the gatehouse? Anything that was next
isn't
to
the
the car?
gatehouse? War Maidens, the blacksmithy you were renting.
Oh, sorry, my bad, yeah.
Or blacksmithy,
Is the
blacksmith.
cart
or something.
okay?
To be
The
fair, if
car-
War Maidens has gone down, we can try and recover our money at some point, maybe,
I mean-
hopefully.
The cart was at ground zero. I don't think the cart
Yeah.
was...
The barrels were actively inside the cart and it blew up the building.
Oh, we'll never get to know what happens if it goes outside of Skyrim.
How many gods survived?
A good deal. I don't think any of the guards were necessarily hurt because they weren't standing that close to the cart. They were next to the gates and the gates didn't explode.
They just caught fire.
Probably a fair few injuries from flying debris. At least 2 casualties in terms of the 2 people inside War Maidens. Realistically, probably 2 fatalities. But you blew up about half of the building.
Okay.
It's not like they were using that half of the building, it's fine.
I'm afraid from the geography of where you were set up, you blew up the residential quarter / the bit where they do the blacksmithing / the till.
In an alternate reality, we just poured the barrels out at the gate and set them on fire and then left.
In an alternate reality, that's true, Creed. There's true Elder Scrolls.
There's a right way to do this, and there's a our way to do it.
Creed, it's basically like this. Hunter S. Thompson once said that the goal in life is not to pull up in a beautifully arranged car, not having a scratch on you. It's to pull in sideways at 70 miles an hour, tires aflame, screaming, "What a ride!"
I don't know if this is like lore accurate, but I can just imagine someone looking at the Elder Scrolls and being like, "This isn't how it's meant to be."
I don't know. Elder Scrolls has... I mean, you basically did the plot of Helm's Deep, so you're not necessarily... Oh no, I suppose only the movie version, not the book version. But, Elder Scrolls has had dumber things, I think.
I just imagine, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I assume the Elder Scrolls contain the entire written history of everything that happened in the area, and that's why they're impossible to read.
Not exactly.
Not get into this now. Let's get
Okay,
into
yeah.
We're already 6 minutes over session. So yeah. I think that is probably a good place to call it. Reminders for next session.
Cheese it.
We're all covered in fucking flammable varnish.
2 cats still in the sea.
Don't let me go near an auction again.
Zan'zharim and Jomo is
I'll be back in a sec.
flammable varnish.
It needs to hurry the fuck up and get here already.
And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pisser if he's delayed, isn't it?
I swear to God, he's
Yeah, we called off that whole Civil War thing. It's so much effort. We just said we're sorry. It's all cool.
But we got rid of Whiterun's gates.
You didn't think I was serious about the gates, did you? I asked you in that silly voice. I thought you knew I was joking.
No,
Sorry, so Zan'zharim and Jomo still inside the city. Any other reminders?
Smashing success?
Question mark?
Oh my dear Lord.
Smashing.
Yeah, there's anything really left to be reminded about is
Maybe attempt to retrieve gold from wreckage.
Or at least something of value.
I don't know if much is getting, like, the strong
You can say we're digging for survivors.
It
Attempt
wasn't
to
like
retrieve from corpse pile.
it wasn't metal melting explosion.
No.
Well, exactly. So the coin should be fine.
In the little strongbox lost somewhere. Alright. Khajiit want money back from people they murdered. Anything else?
There's a possibility.
Okay. Cool. Feedback. Anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time?
More stupidity.
Yeah, I do like the more jokey sorts of things, and like I appreciate there's a sentiment of giving us enough rope to hang ourselves with, but it like something that we've always kind of had, and it's to a point that we work well with it. I feel.
Yeah, I love it so much. It reminds me of last campaign when we had that terrible diarrhea and vomit situation, and me with a huge building support killing people.
I don't recall that at all.
There was a horde of people.
Oh, when you kept using detox on people.
Yeah, that!
Oh, yeah.
Fire hydrant man!
Wasn't that we used it the first time and I started using it offensively?
Yeah.
I kid
You
someone.
used detox for the first time and then realised that crippling expulsion of all fluids from all orifices was really easily weaponized. And thereafter used it on other people at every opportunity. That wasn't the last campaign, it was campaign before last.
My apologies, yes.
Wait, wasn't the campaign before this?
The last one was 40k nobles, and
we did it in nobles and in the not quite Western
campaign. We did it in both.
Exactly. Nicholas was talking about when he had the building support, which was Western.
Yeah. I was thinking of my noble character who could kiss people detox.
Very dangerous, depending on where you kiss them.
Not really.
Yeah, it kind of just affected everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it means it depends. You could be in the firing line.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that is valid. Cool. I'm glad to hear it. I do like, as long as it's reasonably law compliant and it's not super massively tangenty, then enough rope to hang yourselves is an important policy, I feel. So I'm glad people are having fun with that. I didn't engineer that at any point, by the way. There were so many stages where you could have and indeed should have failed, but you either got lucky on rolls or like patched it out at the last moment, or just kind of like lent into the failures in order to make that the plan instead. I will reiterate that I don't think the crowd turning against anyone can be held against Ollie or Benji. There was no way. Ollie should never have been in that situation. And
that wasn't even really the plan at any point. It was just decided then and there.
Cool. Any other feedback?
You say then and there 2 sessions ago that was decided.
Because I thought you were just going to be a hype man and I was actually going to auctioneer it sort of thing, and then it just kind of went on.
I'm sorry for taking over your auctioneering, Carl.
Oh.
Any other feedback?
I've got to say, I'm happy that I just got cracked one in the face for that hundo rather than so much worse.
They just run you through and kept going. Jomo bleeds to death there on the street.
No, we need our translator.
We need our thumbs.
We need our body.
That's very true. If you lose Jomo to non-schlorp based things and Carl doesn't generate a new thumbs having cat, then you're just stuffed.
Turns out thumbs were the things that united us all along.
Yeah, just weekend at Bernie's, man, it'll be fine.
That's not the critical function you provide. Never mind. Cool. I know we did deviate a little bit, or quite a lot this session. So thanks to everyone for calling pace appropriately at various times, and I thoroughly encourage that to continue in future. Any narrative questions? Anything anyone was narratively unsure of?
I missed the bit about the blacksmith, and when we were renting that, I didn't catch that.
That was the end of last session.
Ah, okay, that's when my internet was shit. Okay,
yeah, exactly. But it's War Maidens is the smithy from Whiterun in Skyrim as well.
Okay.
It's like right next to the gates. Any other narrative questions? I can think of one.
What do we do now?
That's not really a narrative question. What were you going to ask, Nicholas?
I was curious over the viscosity of the varnish.
Low.
It's a very specific question.
And it's a very, very specific question, but yeah, low. I've been picturing it as basically oil-like.
Okay. I had like a honey thought. I was like,
it's a lacquer. It's a lacquer. It's a varnish. It's not particularly viscous liquid to begin with.
Varnish is kind of thick, but yeah, okay, that's fair.
Viscous meant quite thick and gloopy, and as far as I'm aware, varnishes tend to be somewhat thick, right? And quite gloopy.
Well, they're thicker than most
it's not
liquids,
quite as thick as paint.
You still need them to be, applicable.
Exactly, like the.
If it just gloops onto your paintbrush,
yeah,
shit varnish.
I guess what I'm thinking is that you would call a varnish viscous. You wouldn't call it non-viscous.
No, because young Nicholas and Creed were thinking viscous to the point of honey, and it's not honey.
Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, that's not right.
All liquids are viscous, just to varying degrees.
Interesting question. I don't think we necessarily want to spend too long discussing our relative perceptions of viscousness. Fair enough, there, Nicholas. So the narrative question I think that you'll probably be interested in then is what would happen?
Very loud train going past.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I can hear again.
Ah, cool. The question I thought you all would probably be interested in asking is what would have happened if you'd gotten the cart out of Skyrim?
Ah, I do want to know.
Oh, yeah.
What would happen?
So I think it was Carl called it entirely correctly the first time. If you'd have gotten which I already had it set up for this, but if you'd gotten the cart out of Skyrim, just wheeled it over the border, it would simply have immediately burst into a towering inferno.
So really, it was an appropriate send-off we gave it anyway.
This isn't the original cart, though. This is our new cart, 2.0.
Exactly. This is the cart. This is the cart that you got for the quartermaster in Winterhold. Wilhelm.
We still have 3 sessions left until...
3 sessions left until bad endings.
I do have a question, though. I'm not sure if it will come up in the next session, though, so feel free to, not answer effectively, but all those people running towards the keep, what happens when they get there?
They were running towards the market, not towards the keep.
Market.
But basically, the market, if you remember from the geography, is on the opposite side of the Plains District to you. So they were just running away from you, / running to go there's mad khajiit traders using magical potions and wood varnish down at the gates to mind control people. Which is not that bizarre a thing to say in this setting, for the record.
Right.
It's the very serious turnout from the guard, so they're probably going to scatter off into different directions or return home or go to get.
Okay, so that didn't start a riot or anything.
More of a stampede than a riot, really. But yeah, no riot.
Okay.
Fair. So, and we will probably do a little time skip at the end, at the start of next session, rather than role play out the entirety of Ulfric rocking up to Whiterun, so everyone is aware, so that we can still have time for solitude. Because
Jesus Christ. What is the fuck is Ulfric gonna say when he learns from Yuhnbric what the fuck went on here?
Well, funny story. You see...
I suppose you're wondering how I got here.
That's the moment he realised he fucked up. Never trust Khajiit.
Gates.
Think of all the burning firewood and bricks raining down from that exploding cart. Oh, dear.
Cool. Sounds like it's not our problem.
We should have wheeled the carts just into, the fucking threshold.
What, and then detonated it?
Yeah.
Killing people?
No, it destroyed the gate.
Which usually has guards on guard.
We killed 2 innocents in the fucking blacksmith.
Yeah, but that was accident.
Did we kill them, or did they just die?
No,
I didn't.
Who can say whether or not we killed them?
You killed them directly, but that was an accident. You didn't just deliberately murder 4 innocent Whiterun guards.
Yeah, but Ulfric told us to.
But we could have. It's what you're telling me.
It's what's-it-called? Inquisition rules. Life is Ulfric's currency. Spend it well. Feels a bit weird, but saying that rather than Emperor. But anywho, XP plot progression. Does anyone feel like you made significant plot progression this session?
Yes, the gate is aflame.
Is a flame. I think that's probably pretty fair. Character development. Does anyone feel like they developed their characters this session?
Yeah, I feel like I became a somewhat excellent orator and master, auctioneer.
Fair.
I could feel the hesitation in your voice there. I don't want to agree, but I somewhat have to.
I mean, I will give you points that it takes a special kind of bullshittery to just start reading Steve Jobs speeches and on the fly adapting them for fantasy floor. Why do I keep saying floor? Fantasy wood polish salesman. It's not like that's zero skill, and it's definitely a form of roleplay, and it was funny and fun.
Old Catclop managed not to maul anybody, even after getting a knife in the leg.
Very true. No children were named or eaten in the making of this section.
Somehow.
I'd like to push for the usual, the crowd will no longer trust.
You cannot get character development XP for NPCs, let alone the bloody crowd.
Has Nazim heard about this yet?
Nazim is not particularly concerned with what's going on in the Plains
Nazim
District.
probably is concerned with what's going on in the Plains District. He's probably seeing this as his worst fucking morning ever. He's woken up with a steaming hangover, and suddenly he looks over, and the hordes of poor people are heading straight for the gates of the Cloud District.
And
They
we've
would
got
be-
the Cloud District.
God
Wasn't
damn it.
Nazim the wizard you punched in the face?
No,
No,
that was
that was-
Ferengar Secret Fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the different guy.
Opens his curtains to find Nazim outside, banging on the glass.
Trying to get into the Cloud District.
Excellence of roleplay. Does anyone feel like anyone else roleplayed particularly well this session?
I think Ollie has to be given that full stop. Just
Fair. Anything else? Or anyone else?
I think Nick's restraints on not mauling any children was pretty admirable.
I don't think that's roleplay.
Well, I particularly liked Creed's role-playing as the tiny, terrifying, sunbeaming cat.
I loved Carl's Khajiit has wares distraction, which epically failed.
Oh yeah, like the only time Jomo has ever done anything selfless.
Very true, actually.
That character development.
No, that's not true. You do selfless things. They're just exclusively for Zan'zharim.
Okay.
It is still a decent roleplay. Himself.
I just want to. So a friend of mine's just texted me about her D&D game, and she said 3 gnomes in a trench coat have just risen to power and become the Austrian president. This is during the Second World War, by the way. So 3 gnomes have risen to power and become the Austrian president, but are also definitely being blitzed. So we're going to have to pull out all the stops, start a full-blown nuclear war or something.
Austria didn't have a president in World War II. The Anschluss was completed shortly before the war.
Well, apparently it doesn't in this D&D
Fundamentally, they did. It was just that makes them Hitler.
Well, he wasn't a president. There was he was the. I mean, at that point, he was the Führer rather than the.
But the Führer was a merger of the offices of Chancellor and President, so technically he was President.
I don't think it was president, was it?
Yeah, because it was President Hindenburg.
I know it was.
Not Hindenburg.
I know it was Hindenburg, but it wasn't. What position did he have? Maybe it was president.
Yeah, it was straight up President.
And
It wasn't
in
that
any
long
case,
ago, Ewan.
in this case, Hitler is apparently 3 gnomes in a trench coat.
Well,
Happens to the best of us.
Hold a sec, I actually need to know this, or I'm going to go insane. Oh, he was the president.
Yeah, like, it was under 10 years ago we learned this, Ewan.
I don't know. World War II is not my thing. I suppose this isn't even World War II. No one likes the 30s. It's a shit decade. Go on, Benji. Disagree with me.
I want to, but I can't.
Net victory.
It's the 30s, the decade no one remembers, because it was sandwiched between 2 world wars. Everything else is more important.
World War II started in the 30s.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Well, no, I was thinking of
the 20s.
Well, kinda, yeah.
Which is appropriate for the decade that was forgotten. So I make that out to be 170 experience points for session number 17. Pleasing aesthetics again. That's 20 points, plot progression, the gate is aflame. 20 points, character development, Yuhnbric found his love for bullshit. Catclop didn't maul anyone despite being stabbed. Surprisingly dramatic development, as that's like 60% of his character. 30 points, excellence of roleplay. That's Ollie's sales everything. Creed's turn as the cat come showrunner. Khajiit has Ware's distraction, and Jomo rushing to defend the group at cost to himself, plus your 100 general.
Top 160, sorry.
170. Which brings us round to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights. Callum, do you have any highlights for that session?
I feel like half of my highlights are just going to be Ollie related.
I don't know.
There's
Fair.
there's the monorail
Callum.
speech.
The monorail.
Monorail.
What's that word? Varnish.
In a longer campaign, I kind of would have just let Ollie just carry on until we got to the song because I wanted to hear him do it. But we had to get that gate blown up by the end of the session or bust. Anything else?
Channeling Steve Jobs.
Why did I type Jomo's monorail? No, bad.
No.
Yuhnbric's monorail.
Oh, I feel like it was a good session for highlights.
Yuhnbric channels Steve Jobs. Anything else?
The barrel is just a wooden tube.
I mean, you're not fundamentally wrong. Anything else?
No, actually, I won't. I'll have them all for myself. If I have more, I'll come back.
Alright. Benji, do you have any highlights for that session?
Oh, you sent it by the Daedra? I'm sorry, I just thought that was such a
It was, and it was like such a throwaway thing as well, but it was fucking hilarious. I will give XP, Ollie, if you record a full cover version of you singing that song by next week. You can workshop the lyrics in the Facebook chat. I'm sure Callum will help you with Elder Scrolls references.
So just the monorail song, but done to
about selling wood varnish.
about selling, yeah, that's.
I'm not going to lie. If you hadn't stopped me, I was about to break into song.
It would have been great, but we didn't have time, sadly. You know, I will. If you do the full song and record it, I will give 200 XP.
Oh my god! Well, guys, guess what's happening by next week?
Any other highlights, Benji?
Khajiit is only loyal to money.
It wasn't though.
I will point this out. What did the two Nords do? Immediately ran out of the gate. What did the Khajiit do? Run towards their money.
No, they didn't.
One of the Khajiit stayed to carry out. Tried to distract them.
Yeah, one of the Khajiit stayed to carry out the plan. One of the Khajiit ran out with you, and one of the Khajiit tried to sacrifice himself to save the lot of you. Failed, but he tried.
It just so happens that our money is still here.
I do apologise, Jomo. I do apologise, Cole. I thought I heard you say you were going for the money originally.
Oh, no. That was an afterthought of like, well, I mean, if the building's in wreckage...
Well, when in Rome.
Yeah, right.
Let me just sift through this wreckage for the strong box and then loot it in open sight of everyone.
Walk through the burning gates.
The plan actually works, question mark.
The planet? That doesn't work.
To be fair, when that happened, I was kind of dumbstruck, like, well, what do we do now? Shit.
Everybody.
It was kind of a beautiful moment when you succeeded getting the wood varnish onto the gate the first time, and everyone's just kind of looking around like, fuck, didn't actually expect to have a step after this. Do it again?
With the fucking cat-sized gunk vunk.
That was after that. Any other highlights, Benji?
I'm trying to think of them. I might think of some more, but come back to me.
I'll look back. Ollie, any highlights for that session?
Pure exasperation. Come back to me, actually. Come back to me.
Okay. Nicholas, do you have any highlights for that session?
There was a plan A?
I'm happy someone did that.
I am gonna fucking clip that bit out of the recording, swear to God.
Please do.
I just want it for replay.
Just have a soundboard every time someone in D&D comes up with a plan. That's plan A?
Oh,
I have a plan, I just haven't vocalized it yet.
With emphasis on the A as well.
Never said it was a good plan, okay?
Nope.
Oh,
Something I thought of when we were on our way to Whiterun.
It'll give you chest on your belly.
Oh, yeah.
I have a very similar highlight.
I still can't get over the toenails thing. Any other highlights here, Nicholas?
I have mead. Referring to Carl trying to stop the guards.
That's not what he said. Khajiit has wares and then got punched in the face.
The appropriate response, some say.
Just have Khajiit has what and then just hyphen.
Square brackets, punch cats.
Didn't mean to put caps lock on, but it's appropriate. Any other highlights?
Khajiit has what?
Blacksmith. What blacksmith?
Oh, what, exploding the blacksmith?
Yes.
It's one hell of a revenge for her overcharging you.
That is it.
No one crosses elsewhere, not on our watch. Any other highlights?
No, that's it.
Cool. Creed, do you have any highlights for that session?
Yeah, the plan rapidly evolves.
That's putting it lightly.
That was
something you said, I'm pretty sure.
With the exception of the 40-minute brainstorming at the start, that was a beautiful instance of just fail the fuck faster, you know? Iterate the shit out of everything. Any other highlights?
This torso is all chest.
What does that mean? What does any of it mean?
Quickly, draw your interpretation.
This is why highlights without context is no good. Because even with context, just what?
I should really rig up like a Discord bot at some point that gives random highlights. Oh, any other highlights, Creed?
Yeah, there was he won't lose, he owes us money.
It was such a confident tone as well, young Nicholas. Like, you looked like you had you sounded like you had a really, and looked on webcam as well, like you had a really good reason why Alfred wasn't going to lose. Oh, fucking hell. Alright, any other highlights, Creed?
Yeah, it was Benji told man on the inside. It was just like, oh, by the way, do you remember to burn the gate down?
If we get imprisoned.
Yeah. Trying to cut it down.
Okay.
How the fuck do I first? Any other highlights? Carl, do you have any highlights for that session?
Yuhnbric doesn't understand the concept of an auction.
That was beautiful.
What happens when you let me get too wrapped up, when you let Yuhnbric get too wrapped up inside of a thing?
Oh.
Any other highlights?
Zan'zharim is a firing his laser.
I'm firing my laser.
And my best Fus Rodar to date was At the Sky.
It's not even a Rodar.
Or just Fus, yeah.
That's Fus. I mean, he hit that bird. Any other highlights, Carl?
No, that's me.
Cool. Anyone else got any final highlights?
I did have one. I was just trying to think how to best phrase it.
What was the incident?
I had it. I left my brain because I started to piss myself at all the other ones.
Yeah, I think notes for highlights are a good system.
Yeah,
Yes.
they really are. Jesus.
You can really tell the sessions where people like wrote shit down versus the ones where they didn't. It's totally optional. You don't have to at all. But I yeah. I'm sorry.
Best carnival ever.
I'm putting a question mark on that. I want you to know that.
Yes, no, it needs a question mark.
Any other highlights from anyone else at all?
Yeah, so I was thinking... Oh, fuck, no. I had them and they're just gone. Motherfucker. Fuck.
I'm adding my only highlight that hasn't been mentioned, which is the fur and leather polo neck.
Oh, God.
That was it. 2 things. 1, barrel cannon.
God damn it.
That's what I was going to mention, yeah, that was one of them.
And second, the most passive-aggressive piece of engineering in existence.
Oh, I have a quick rewind narrative question as well.
Yeah,
that guard who we got to bear up the other guards, was he around for any of this? How was he react during this whole debacle? Benji just told them we're spies sent from Ulfric, and then we have a fucking big cat doing a handstand. We throw a knife at. We're talking about miracles.
He was not around for any of it. He scarpered sharpish after delivering the poison beer, or having his guys deliver the poison beer, rather. So I don't think he even turned up to the gate, because that would have been suspicious. He just
We're professional spies. Smithy explodes in the background.
It's actually worse than that, because you told him you were going to have an auction to sell off this, like, flammable wood polish, and he was upset enough with that. If he'd have turned up and found the petting zoo... So if you'll recall, Benji succeeded on his charm test, not by actually charming the guy, but by presenting him with such a blunt reality that it took him too long to process what was happening, and by the time he'd kind of twigged of, no, what the fuck am I, why did I say yes to that? They were gone. Like drunken ghosts in the night. Oh, dear.
Imagine getting haunted by a ghost.
Sorry?
Oh no, you were about to say something, but I just had the thought of imagining what it would be like to get haunted by a drunk ghost.
It'd be terrifying. It'd be terrifying because instead of you just explain its life story and all of its mistakes to you.
Well, I mean, that's what ghosts often do, anyway. But
I mean,
also,
it'd be ooze, but the ooze would be far more like wobbly.
If we ever play Wraith or Ghost Hunters, either way, then we'll do drunk ghosts, Carl. I promise. You can be a drunk ghost in Wraith.
Oh, can we have a Bill ghost?
Being drunk is one of the few, not even few. Being drunk is a good ghost pastime. They're into it. You might not be drinking beer, but you can get the same effects.
You're drinking, I'm assuming the ghostly remains of beer. Or you ghosts turned into beer?
No.
Really?
Yeah. You could, but that would be like exactly as cannibalistic as it sounds. So you could do it, but also people would probably not like you after that.
They make chairs out of you. Why would they?
Yeah, they make chairs that are necessities. It's like making hair bands out of someone and then eating them. Like, there's a difference. There's a difference between this is my human leather skin-bound book that I need to have because we only have human leather to work with, and I made a snack. It's Jeff.
It's the same as going.
No,
I made a book.
You
remember that
I made
Carbon 25?
Drinking.
Well, I drank her.
I'm sorry, I failed to see the difference going, I made a snack, it's Jeff, and I made a book, it's George.
Yeah, one's permanent. And like less trivial. Anywho, drinking the ghostly remains of liquids is valid, and the other biggie is emotions. Typically negative emotions, but you can do negative emotion. You can do emotions and dreams, also, and like a few other different types of ghostly things. But yeah.
Have you heard of the morose margarita? It's really depressing, but so tasty.
I mean, yeah, that is a pretty being a ghost, being a mixologist. As a ghost in Wraith is a surprisingly valid career. That is decent. If we did a Stygia campaign, then sure.
The reason why I stayed behind was I never was able to mix all the drinks I wanted to.
Also a pretty valid passion to have, actually, entirely.
I assumed as much.
These are characters you could play. So thank you all for a lovely session number 17. Just 3 sessions left for the dramatic Siege of Solitude. I am gonna have to cut some fucking content somewhere.
Oh.
Okay.
So we're doing some time skips, I assume.
We're doing at least one time skip. I might have to cut a minor narrative arc.
The Dragonborn has just gone off and killed Alduin. There you go, it's done.
Oh, what Dragonborn?
I mean, that's pretty much what's going to happen in our minds anyway. It's either someone can deal with him or they can't. It's not going to be us, because we're not going fucking near him.
This is very
What
true.
was that giant black shape? Oh, it's gone now.
Any final words for the recording?
Alduin is not our problem.